This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
Hey, yo.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
We're wrestlers in a wrestling ring. Let's just freaking wrestle.
The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better.
Hey, hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on Podomatic, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you may find us. Fine, I'm recording it live on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel. Yes, I almost fucked up the intro. Who cares? We're talking about professional wrestling, both in the mainstream and the independent scene. My name is Matty J. We're back, everybody. How were you 2 weeks? Mine was just fine. That is TWK.
Hello, I'm TWK, and this is a podcast of sorts.
Well, you know, it still technically counts as a podcast. It is an audio program, an internet radio show, if you will.
You're an audio program.
Yes, I am. Joining us, ladies and gentlemen, Shintigercurl. He's back.
Let me talk to ya.
Yeah.
That's right, dummies. That's right, the King of Kavorka is back on the Wrestle-Cast. That's right, it's once again your favorite wrestler and mine, L.A. Knight. And I'm no longer with those pack of dummies called Maximum Male Models, because there's only one male in this entire company. That's to the max, and that's this guy right here. And I'm away from those guys, and you know what they are? They're just a bunch of dummies.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Dummy,
Yeah, give it one more time for old time's sake, Matty. Give it one more.
Dummy, yeah.
With fucking pleasure, Mr.
Yeah.
Eli Drake, L.A. Knight.
And I'm back one more time to take SmackDown by storm. I'm going to be the one to take down the biggest dummy of them all, Roman Reigns. And that's not an opinion, dummy. That is just a fact of life.
Back in full force, Shintigercurl, baby.
Now, that's a name I have not heard in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, he wants to be a heel again, but we'll get to that. There's some SmackDown, there's some Raw. I watched it all this week, believe it or not. Yes, even Impact. Even Impact.
I actually skipped Impact this week because I was too busy.
Yeah, you were editing. You were editing the shit out of editing. So that is for sure. Oh boy. So we have stuff to talk about. We got the Toronto stuff with AEW, and I wasn't there, and you know what? I know for a fact that I did it because I wanted to have extra money for Ranger stuff. I do not regret that. I am still salty about it. All right.
However, Hornswoggle was there.
He was
in the audience.
Or for those who don't know, hold on. Yeah. Zach McGibbon has just screamed in my ear. He's not Hornswoggle again.
I don't believe him.
No one does. That's where the joke is. Hey, Gibby, if you're listening, we need you back. We need you back, buddy. We want you back. Door's open, bud.
I love Zach McGibbon in his WeBLC match.
The WLC match.
That was a good match, to be fair. That was a fun one.
Those two were like, fuck it, we're just going to go out there and steal the show. And you know what? They
fucking did. Then again, that was not a difficult show to steal, but steal it, they fucking did. Oh, boy.
When that show was over, that was the only thing anyone was talking about with positivity. There
you go. By the way, T-Dub's in a good mood. We'll explain why, because a big thing happened Friday, of course. You know, folks, spoiler alert for those who think I'm going to be mad about that. I'm going to let T-Dub have it. I'm going to let T-Dub have it. And I will explain it when we get to it, why I'm letting him have it.
Can we just get to it now? Can we get to it now? Can we get to it now?
Hey, dude, we got to go through all this stuff. Got to eat the good savory stuff before we get to dessert. You know that. It's the good stuff, though. It's the good stuff. It's not liver and onions, and it's fucking pulled pork and ribs and good shit. But we still got to eat that before we got to get to the savory, salty stuff before we get to the dessert. And Matt Taven is dessert in this analogy, in this metaphor, by the way. So that's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yuck.
Mm-hmm. But before we do, plenty of stuff to talk about. A couple hours to do it, so let's just fucking do it. Enigma Extreme barbecue sauce. Damn right. Damn right. Damn right, barbecue sauce. We got to talk about, there has been a plethora of good stuff to talk about on the clip-wise, promo-wise. I was tempted by a few. Hangman and Moxley had one this week. There was one last week. Bray Wyatt's return last night was interesting. And not in the way to say this is bad, because it was still great. Interesting in, what is the direction we are going with? And in Rageful Eric, yeah, he might have been the worst ROH World Champion, but that's not his fucking fault.
He is not the worst champion. There have been worse champions than him. God damn it!
I mean, in Ring of Honor, it's an argument to have, but as far as in the grand scheme of things in pro wrestling, he's not the worst world champion ever. Worst ROH champion, there's an argument for. Worst world champion, not so much. But again, I'm going to let T-Dub have a victory, because I'll tell you what. We'll get to him in the kingdom when we get the Rampage at the damn near end of the show. We have stuff to talk about. Plus, a pay-per-view happened, or a premium live event. We'll be discussing that. Toronto and all that good stuff. I already said that. So, like I said in the clippage, I had to go with Toronto, speaking of that. And you know what? It's... An MJF promo is an MJF promo. You've heard them all. Yeah, but there's always a bit of lore, a little bit of stuff. This week can only be described as character development. So here is Alex Marvez and Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Take a listen.
MJF, we appeared to see a different side of you on last week's Dynamite. After your win against Wheeler Yuta, he tries to shake hands with you, and it looks like you were seriously considering taking him up on the offer. That is, until the firm Stokely Hathaway and Lee Moriarty show up and attack him. You also have this curious interaction with William Regal through all this. What the heck's going on here?
Max, we did it last week. We caught Yuta lacking, and we put that boy to sleep. Hey, I get it, dude. This is great, yeah. The old Dynamite troll. I'm in the middle of an interview and you interrupt me? That's hysterical, yeah. I bet everybody on this roster finds that so funny. But you know who doesn't find it funny? Daddy. Yeah. See, now Daddy's gonna have to put you on timeout. Okay, bud? See? And by the way, this is strike number 2 for you. See, strike number 1 was last week when you got involved in my business when I did not inquire you to. Now, if you do that again, Stokely, I'm gonna fire you. So now here's what's gonna happen. For job security purposes, what you should do is take your Carlton Banks wardrobe wearing ass out of my shot. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. You want to ask me about William Regal? The villain, right? Willie, my British little buddy, in my world, you're about as villainous as Mary Poppins. See, me and you, we got a dark past. One I'm sure you don't recall while you're all the way up there on your high horse, but it is one I can assure you, you do not want to be reminded of, and trust me, I am not afraid to tell you the story. Wheeler Yuta. You asked me about Wheeler Yuta. Was I going to shake Wheeler Yuta's hand, Marvez? Quite frankly, I don't even know. See, I had to do a lot of self-reflection this past week, and I am coming to terms with the fact that at a very young age, I had to learn the hard way that nice guys finish last. And I'm not an idiot, man. I know everybody in this locker room hates my guts and probably wants me dead, and I'm sure that makes up a large amount of our audience as well. Well, guess what? You don't have a goddamn clue what it's like to be MJF. Waking up every morning, splashing water in my face, looking in the mirror and knowing
I have no choice but to be the bad guy. I have broken my hand many a times punching my own reflection. So you don't like me? Tough shit! Because guess what? When I walk through that curtain, I don't like me either. But that is what it takes to become champion of the world. And by hook or by crook, I will become champion. Because I'm the man with the plan, the man with the chip, and the man who is a generational talent.
Yeah, decided with Jefferson Starship for OC, Orange Cassidy. Not an 8-bit, but MIDI, M-I-D-I. For us old internet folk, that's like, I haven't heard that format in far too long. But he won a belt. Bring on the Jan Sport. We'll get to that, of course. We'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, MGF. I don't know if he's going full face, probably tweener, but Mace, our buddy Mace, he brought up a good riff. Say good night to the bad guy. Scarface. Very, very similar dialect there.
I was getting a lot of Eddie Kingston vibes from it.
So definitely, there's definitely an Eddie Kingston influence. I'm not going to deny that. But I think Mace hit it. We were throwing some tweener vibes and all that stuff. I thought Mace, and I have to give credit to Mace. He was the one who brought it up. Excellent comparison.
Yeah, just what we need, another cocaine-related topic associated with AEW.
Oh, boy. Well, at least no one is actually taking goddamn cocaine that we know of.
Very true.
That's a lot of adrenaline, that's for sure. So, there's a lot of shit to talk about. And, of course, MJF, we'll bring that up when we get to the Dynamite part of the Toronto situation. T-Dub. That's a long list you got there, bud.
All right, we start off at Extreme Rules.
All right, well, let me bring up the card. I know I had the card up. Why did my phone decide to be a dick?
Because it's shaped like one.
No, it's a brick dick phone. Anyway, excuse me, carbonation. The Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, hosted Extreme Rules 2022. I'm gonna say this right off the bat. I know the internet and the majority of people are very positive on the pay-per-view. I can't be.
I'm very middle of the road on it personally.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, yeah, definitely middle of the road.
Only Davis gave it 95%, which I'm like, yo.
Oh, no.
I'm like, no.
Okay, pump your brakes, Sonny Jim.
He has been raving, and again, a lot of this is subjective, so we're not going to say he's completely wrong. But at the same time, I'm like, we did not watch the same show. And for context, this was Canadian Thanksgiving, and as I mentioned a couple weeks ago, we were hosting my sister and her husband, my sister and the brother-in-law. And we were doing Thanksgiving dinner on a Saturday because they were going to the other family on Sunday for the same kind of occasion. There's a very specific reason why, and we want to celebrate a celebration as well, and I will get that at the end of the show. But believe me, it is a wonderful, wonderful news, and we want to celebrate and actually take the time to celebrate. So we decided, hey, we'll have some turkey dinner, and we'll have us a turkey dinner, and we can't really watch football, but we could watch wrestling. And Grant jumped at that shit like he was Budweiser on an advertising opportunity. So it was myself, sister, husband, or husbando, or in-law, and my dad who decided, yeah, what the fuck, I'll watch it. It's a thing to watch. Well, he fell asleep at the I Quit match.
I can't really blame him there.
So a lot of people saying this was good. I'm like, folks, right out the bat, pacing issues. I think, look, I appreciate the fact that we're trying to cut down from 10,000 matches to 8 or 9, but 6 for 3 hours. You need at least 7, and not every match was bad though. Not every match, and the crowd, to be fair, they tried to stick around it, but this was a 1-segment show.
I think there were, let's see, 1, 2, 3.5 good matches.
Yeah. That's where my count is actually, but
Maybe.
realistically for the crowd, this was a 1-segment show, and it was Bray Wyatt. That was it. They were
Pretty
here
much,
for
yeah.
Bray. And they were honest about it. We want Wyatt in certain proportions. But I'm not going to discredit the crew here because they showed up to work at the very least. This was more of a booking / pacing situation, not a talent situation. Case in point, Brawling Brutes and Imperium, they kicked it off as 1750. There is no kickoff thing. There's this just straight up pay-per-view, and they went 1750. They had a banger.
Match of the night.
Indeed.
And you know what? For me, it's between that and Bellaire and Bailey.
I can 100% see that, but
I don't blame you. I love this opening.
they promised us a Donnybrook, and they
fucking delivered our Donnybrook. That was a fun match.
Also, shout out to V1 on Twitter, who said he had no idea what a shillelagh even was until Finley started using it.
True. Then again, that's most of us.
I know, but he's Irish. He's from Ireland. He's lived there forever. He's literally 100% purebred Irish, and yet he's never heard of a shillelagh until Finley started using it.
You learn the weirdest local shit. You learn local shit in the weirdest ways possible.
Maybe a shillelagh just isn't that Irish?
And to my knowledge, hey, I didn't even know Dave Keon of the Toronto Maple Leafs was born in my hometown of Rwanda.
Knows what you guys know. I learned what a shillelagh was from the X-Men.
There you go. Case in fucking point. So, there's that. And JC, as Sheamus puts it, banger after banger after banger, all caps, yes please. Just yeah. That's it. Nothing to say there. Raw, and this...
From everyone I've heard talk about this was by far, in a way, the worst match of...
Yeah, Ronda Rousey versus Liv Morgan, technical submission. This was an Extreme Rules match. This match felt longer. This was 12:05.
It did feel longer. It was to
I was like, dude, if there was any match that deserved to have their time cut to make it speedier, to get to the point of the finish, which was Corey Graves called it a bicep crusher. I don't know if it's the right move name, but it was definitely a submission. And Liv passed out. They got the story about as right as you could. A crowd didn't give a shit, and B, I think everyone knew Ronda was getting the belt back. You could have cut 6 minutes out of it, made it as quick as possible, and have that table spot, and none would have been the wiser. This is one of those, you could have cut some time off of that.
Yeah, there's just some wrestlers who are made for this kind of match. Liv and Ronda are not really made for this kind of match.
They tried, though. Again, this is not a case of talent, because the talent did what they could with what they have. So, but,
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Cross, McIntyre, strap match, went 10-20. Sorry, boys. Didn't
boring. It's so goddamn boring.
They tried. They tried to make it a hoss fight out of it. They tried. This good effort, gentlemen. Have a steak, but
this is
did not work.
This is not a good sign for Karrion Kross. This is first big match back, and they
resorted to a fucked finish with the mace, with the pepper spray, and that was
after Scarlett interfered like 5 other times in the match.
Sorry, boys. Whoever agented that match, fucking bin him.
I blame that on just a lack of chemistry. Sometimes just two wrestlers just don't work well in the ring.
And they're continuing the feud.
You know the crazy part is, promo-wise, nothing wrong with it. Build-up-wise, nothing wrong with it. The match itself just didn't work.
And we're getting a rematch down the line.
The chemistry's just not there.
Yet. And the strap match was not...
there.
For a first match, a strap match was not the right first match.
It should have been more like Wardlow versus Brian Cage. Just have two athletic big guys just beat the shit out of each other. They didn't.
Yeah, you know what? Here's what I would have done: swap the matches. Like swap the stiffs. Have Extreme Rules for Cross versus McIntyre, so that way it's big meaty men slap of meat, and you're from. And I'm not in the bun here, but it's Haas fight. But with a few things, and the mace, and if you want to use the mace, you can have, that's Extreme Rules. You could use it without having to hide it or do anything else. And then have the strap match with Rousey versus Morgan. Okay, there's a strap involved. How you got to strap up all those submissions?
They could have worked with that.
They could have swapped the stipulation. You probably would have had a better matches out of both.
Yeah.
Now, it's on paper, of course. I'm not saying it would have been about. I'm just saying, hey, maybe Liv versus Ronda would have been better as a strap match, and then Drew versus Cross. Okay, they're pissed off. Referee don't want to disqualify him. Well, fuck it. Extreme Rules, and fuck it. Have the flash paper, the flashbang of the flash fire thing, and throw in some mace in there instead of hiding it. Okay, it's an actual weapon in the match. Just saying.
Next match, though, this one saved the show.
Oh, yeah. This for me is my match of the night. But, again, the Donnybrook, people saying Donnybrook was was match of the night, I don't blame you. This, for me, was match of the night. Bianca Bellaire versus Bayley. Ladder match. Women's Championship, 1640. Ladies, well done. Well done. That was the first one-on-one ladder match as well. They've had Money in the Bank match, but this is the first one-on-one women's match. So there you go.
I'm surprised it took them this long.
But you know what? They have matched the occasion of the situation.
Agreed. And these two just went to absolute war in this match. They goddamn, I feel bad for Bayley. She's got to feel dead afterwards.
Oh yeah, that there was a few spots that poor girl's spine.
Yep.
That had to suck.
I mostly blame that on the fact that the Money in the Bank match has kind of oversaturated WWE with multi-person ladder matches. So it was kind of refreshing to see just a one-on-one ladder match again. And
it's kind of the same thing as the strap match or the Extreme Rules match. Our match is that, yes, a multi-man match works for everybody. But when you do it in one-on-one, you have to have someone who has a particular chemistry that can make a match of that stipulation work.
Yeah,
I think with Belair and Bianca, it was not 100% chemistry for the stipulation, but it was enough that they can make it work very successfully.
Also, with this match, Bianca is now 100% made into a star because she had to fight off both Bayley and Damage Control on her own.
And it's a match that showed off her strength and athletic ability. And my dad was like, well, what's your athleticism? It's just dudes throwing stuff at each other. He was impressed out of that ladder match.
Yeah, especially when she had Bayley and the ladder up at the same time.
That woke him up. That spot when he had the tag champs on her shoulder and all that stuff, that move, I was like, I looked at him and was like, well, Dad, you want your athleticism. There it is.
Right there.
Right there.
And Bianca won, which surprised me because I thought Bayley with the numbers game clearly they were going to have her win. But guess they might say that for somewhere down the road.
But you know what? For a round one, excellent job.
Oh, hell yeah. And
speaking of cutting time off,
yeah, this needed to cut like 15 minutes off of it.
A lot of you are praising the selling, the story work, and all that stuff. Fuck you. It should have been Finn Balor versus Edge, that I Quit match, should not have been half a goddamn hour.
Now, 15 minutes would have been fun, especially because it was the latter 15 minutes that was the best part. Everything before that, drag.
No! What do you say?
What do you say?
What do you say? Ow, I hurt my ears on that. Fuck. Ow. Jesus Christ. I am sorry, folks. But you get the idea.
Why do they keep putting Edge in these marathon matches?
Look,
He's not a young man anymore.
Everyone could do a marathon here. Like, I get it. You want to put gravitas on it. But
sometimes
if they had cut 10 minutes off and have like 5 minutes of just trying to measure each other out and made it 19:55 instead of 29:55, this would have been a better match.
Yeah.
Easily. And it would have been less no, go to hell.
Yeah, like I said, the first half really dragged. The second half is where it finally started to pick up, especially once you started getting the interference in the actual drama of the match. With like Dominic, Ray, the rest of Judgment Day, Beth Phoenix, all out there. That's when it really kicked into that high gear.
That finish, the room didn't like it either. Like,
I love the finish.
Philly fucking hated it. They reacted, I think, appropriately. I'm like, of course, but Judgment, the right guy won, though.
Yeah,
in this instance, Judgment Day needed a fucking win.
This is going to be the first pay-per-view win for Judgment Day since they formed.
Yeah.
Damn. I'd say this is my second favorite way that an I Quit match ended. The first, of course, being Jay versus Roman at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. Hell in a Cell I Quit match is not a bad step.
Yeah.
Overbooked, yes, but not bad. It fucking worked.
The ending of this match was a close second compared to that, but still, guys, Edge is almost 50 fucking years old. Stop putting him in these marathon matches. Seriously. Seriously.
I don't care if he wants to be in the marathon matches. Tell him fuck you. You're old and our audience doesn't want the marathon matches.
Also, I love the fact that after the match, Rio's like, okay, I'm killing Beth anyways. And boink.
Yeah. By the way, that was a perfectly delivered fucking concerto. Beth will be fine. This was literally just storyline. They're writing Edge off for a while because, well, he's doing the Prime thing. He's doing the thing. Actually, with Disney Plus.
Oh, shout out to the band that does Rhea Ripley's new theme song.
Agreed. That is a good.
One of my favorite bands right now. Fuck yes. Also, it should be noted that it's pretty obvious that Rhea Ripley modeled her current look after the singer Chris Motionless.
I did not know that.
Seriously, Google Chris Motionless and you'll see that he looks exactly like Rhea Ripley. She modeled right after him. I'm going to show you an image right now.
Oh, you're going to put it up?
Should only take a moment.
I will put that on the Wrestle-Cast chat.
Let's see. Copy.
Copy pasto. Oh, yeah. Obviously, there's blonde hair instead of black hair, but yeah.
I can see it. I can totally see it.
Heavy on the eye makeup, though.
Yeah, they both are.
Then again, the eyeshadow shape is different, but no, absolutely.
Oh, this one looks even more.
Yeah, what we're looking at this is a picture of a dude. There we go. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Second picture is literally if Rule 63 Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, so you can tell she literally just 100% copy paste.
And just added a little bit of a cutie mark, like a Judgment Day balance mark on her cheek.
Looks
so
like,
basically goth cutie honey.
for the One Piece fans, it would be like if Rhea Ripley ran into Imperial Ivankov.
Ah, yeah, that's another
holy
one.
shit. Noob says, we're getting a Marvel Lucha Libre series on Disney Plus thanks to AAA? Holy hell!
What?
The fuck?
That's a new one.
It makes sense because AAA has been doing a lot of crossover with Marvel these past few years.
And there is a Disney Channel show called, I believe, Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion that's on Disney Channel. Basically, Lucha Libre meets superheroes.
So I guess it was only a matter of time for they say, you know what? Let's go full Lucha Libre on our...
And Newman Co. just brought up Percy Jackson and the Olympians reboot is what Edge is doing. So that's probably he's probably going to be doing that for a couple of months.
Oh, and they gave him the right role because I can totally see him playing
Ares, right?
Yeah, Ares, the main antagonist of the first book.
Oh, the God of War.
Yeah, he was the main antagonist of the first book. He instigated the whole lightning theft situation. They didn't.
They have found the perfect opportunist.
And his look in the books, he's a biker.
Edge.
Perfect.
I could look pretty well.
That's minimal wardrobe work for you guys too. Slick Rick, thank you very much for the resubscription to Tier 1, 38 months in a row. That is awesome. Hello, you lovely people. Is also Edge as Ares, considering what he did in the year 2000s, and it's in character. That's just perfect fucking booking.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anyone that could go back to that piece of work, it would be Adam Edge Copeland.
Main event, which was all right.
It was a fight pit, and it was fine. It was Matt Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins inside a fight pit, and Daniel Cormier, DC. He was the gentleman responsible of being the special guest referee who did fine.
It was fine, but. I'm sorry, but Tim and Matt Riddle kind of spoiled me for fight pit matches. That fight pit match was amazing.
The first fight pit was but this was literally it's. I get the feeling that they wanted to book a Hell in a Cell match between Rollins and Riddle. And in either of the case, they probably just said, no, let's make it Hell in the Cell. Why not? And then someone up there went, can't do it. And they said, well, fight pit. That's where I think where it went there. I'll say this. People were complaining about Daniel Cormier, about his reffing. I said, folks, they had to do something. And as soon as it was done, he was back to being a ref. And Daniel Cormier should not quit his day job as an excellent commentator for UFC, by the way. Also, he did fine here. By the way, the fat jokes, shut up. He could still kick your ass.
I'm definitely not going to mock him for that, but there was a moment where he ended up botching so bad that the commentary started burying him.
Yeah. This is the part where I have to say don't. This is the part where I'm like, yeah, don't quit your day job.
I believe at one point both Matt Riddle and Rollins were down, and both Cole and Graves were like, Cormier, why aren't you counting? They're both down. Count!
Yeah, that kind of his inexperience kind of just knocked the match down a bit. So
that's what it is.
We don't hate it. It's fine.
It's fine. It was fine, and again, one of those. Yeah, this is one of those don't quit your day job kind of situations, but for what it was fine.
I heard a lot of people not a fan of the quick tap out from Rollins, but I think for that, they may have been trying to go for a more realistic MMA style ending.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got. Plus, after a fucking jump like that, after taking a senton from that extra pain, you type the fuck out.
But of course, it looked like that show was just getting there. They had the logo and everything, but the Triple H was like,
all night some teases at the beginning. They showed the same video they showed online and on SmackDown. So, all right, hype is real, and everyone's going, why? And it sounds like, this is not going to happen.
I'm gonna pull an NXT takeover.
That's exactly what it is. The credit on the corner pops up. Lights go out. Roof flies off. And everyone comes down. He's got the whole roof flies off again. And folks, I could describe it to you, but let's be honest. With the amount of social media clicks, the amount of YouTube replays, the amount of every replay in the book, if you did not see that fucking video, you were under a fucking rock.
That's got to be one of the best returns I've seen in a long time. The best since CM Punk. Hopefully this one won't be as sour in the end.
Yeah, hopefully nothing too acrimonious when matches hit. And there are people online that were shitting on Bray. Oh, his matches are shit. Folks, most of his career has been injury plagued, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's had a whole last fucking year off with time to recover and a whole lot of time to figure out, well, if I do re-debut again, what would I do?
And of course, two loving tributes to Brody Lee. First off, Sister Abigail wearing the old Bludgeon Brothers mask.
Yeah.
And of course, the light out the door.
The light out the door. And in his promo, I've lost so many friends that obviously that was a nod to Brody as well on Friday. So that promo itself on Friday is one of those genuine, hey, welcome back. And then when the time's up, back to work.
Yeah.
I loved it. That's what, like, believe me, that's what made me think, do I change it? And I didn't, because I wanted to highlight some character development, or at least character lore. But no, Bray, if MGF didn't get that promo, Bray Wyatt was an exercise in character work and character reminding, and just saying, fucking thank you for keeping for still thinking of me and keeping me up. Because being fired during a pandemic fucking sucks, in case you haven't noticed.
Yeah, because it's not like there was much wrestling going on during the lockdown era.
Mm-hmm.
When arenas were empty, it's like, unless you're a top company, you probably weren't running a show for a while. I'm glad we didn't lose more indies because of it. I'm glad most of them survived.
Most of the indie scene already has that started up again, or is in the process of starting up again.
Indeed.
So we're still in a pancetta, but we're not. We are no longer in the rough waters of said pancetta. Still rough, but not the roughest.
Time to rate?
Time to rate. You know what? Ollie Davis gave it 95%. He is fucking wrong. Though, hey, wrestling is subjective. If that half an hour bore fest with the if that's your jam, fine. Wasn't my jam.
Louder for me. Grunt louder.
Louder. No, growl louder. And even like JC, if it weren't for the Bray Wyatt thing, I would think 3.5 out of 5 is way fucking generous. But I'll let you guys go first.
Given what I saw, what little did I see, I'm going to give this one straight up the middle of the road, 3 out of 5. And they had some good matches. The Donnybrook match was great. That ladder match was awesome. And, of course, Bray's return. Chef's kiss. One of the best debuts of the year. Might give Cody a run for his money towards the end of the year. But the other stuff, it kind of balances each other out. So there was a lot of good. There was some good. There was some bad. Just middle of the road for me. 3 out of 5.
Nope, Newman Cove's giving it 4.5 out of 5. That is way too fucking generous, Petito.
Yeah.
I keep going back between 3 and 3.5 because that ending with Bray Wyatt was absolutely perfect. It's one of the best ways they've ended a pay-per-view in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of just okay to boring in the middle part of the pay-per-view. So, like, yeah, I'll go 3.
Newman Co. with 4.5. Again, that's way too generous. But again, that's subjective. If you liked it, fine. But I'm just saying, you and I did not watch the same show. For me, if it weren't for the Bray Wyatt thing, this would be a 2.2 out of 5. There was like, a couple of matches do not a good pay-per-view usually make. You need to have everyone doing at least good work, and they did, but the booking has to match it. But the booking did not match it. The Bray Wyatt situation saves it, and that's where I sit at a 3.5 out of 5. The Bray Wyatt stuff, the ladder match, and the Donnybrook, hell, even the fight pit was fine for what it was. It was a fine main event, or semi-main if you really think about it. The way I see it, 3.5 out of 5. All right. Still got a long list there, T-Dub.
The list! All right, first I got to start with some bad news. I believe it was just yesterday we learned.
24 hours ago, just about.
Yeah, we learned about the passing of Katsuya Kitamura, who was a young lion in New Japan a few years ago. And
yeah, for those who don't know, he was the big muscle-dyed dude who could throw a chop just about as hard as Walter.
He was a beefy boy.
He was a beefy boy, big, strong boy, and just one bad concussion ended it, and that sucks. But this was fine. Yeah, he had fine, and then he was on a good trajectory, and then, man, way too fucking young.
I believe he was only 36.
36. He's my fucking age.
Yeah, and he still had a lot in his life to accomplish, and his old tag team partner, Great Khan, they both debuted in New Japan together.
Yeah.
And as a tribute, Great Khan did his entrance, which, God, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I saw that shit, and I don't know how Okan held it together to do that entire entrance, considering. But he's a strong man for doing it, so, but...
Yeah. Hey, sometimes doing your art in tribute to a fellow artist is just the best way to do it.
That it is, and he'll definitely be missed. And this one definitely hits hard for me because out of all the young lions that era, he was my boy. He was the one I picked. I was like, this guy's gonna be the fucking man.
You and I both. I think we were both saying, dude, that guy got to be a big deal. Got the look. It works hard. Has a stiffest chop in the young lion core. I mean, you could literally see him facing Walter down the line in a chop off, and he'd probably take that chop and sell it like it's a bad chop and go, all right, here's mine. Let's see if we can compare. Boom.
And he had a lot of charisma too for being a rookie. Like, just bucket loads of it. Like, he just you cannot teach that kind of stuff, man. You either have charisma or you don't, and he had it in spades. So he is definitely going to be sorely missed. I mean, I already missed him enough from not being able to be a wrestler anymore, but goddamn, there's always a chance he could return, but fuck. Rest in peace, Kimura.
Indeed.
Move on to WWE. On Raw, we had Lesnar attack Lashley, which led to Rollins becoming the new United States of America champion.
The whole segment is like it's spread over two. It's Bobby Lashley entering, saying, yeah, "Come on, Seth," and you saw Seth taped up earlier. Bobby's going, "Come on, man, ain't no rest for the wicked." Out comes Borg Laser, and it's like, wait, whoa. You're booking Bork Laser versus Bobo Lashley at Saudi Bloody Money?
Laser versus Black Lesnar.
This is a match that should be saved for WrestleMania, in my opinion.
Should be saved, but you know what? Look, I'm not gonna sit here and ignore the fact that fuck Saudi Arabia. That is the official opinion of this show. Fuck them, but it's become not a big four, but obviously a corporate equivalent. If there's anything that would get me to watch that show, Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley's a dream match.
It is. Like, Lashley's been asking personally for this match since he returned a few years ago.
If there was anything that is not Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns that could sell you on the Saudi Blood Money show, god damn, this one's reasonably close.
There's one dark cloud to this whole thing, though, is the fact that now Seth Rollins is U.S. champion. It makes you wonder, are they just going to have Cody beat Rollins for that belt at WrestleMania?
Ooh, that's a bad mistake if they do that. Then again, Vince didn't even have plans to put the big belt on Cody.
Hopefully Triple H thinks otherwise.
Yep.
Knock on wood on that.
Yep. Cody needs the world title or nothing.
Yeah. This to me, it's like, I get it. You want Rock versus Roman. You want it. But here's the thing. Cody has a perfect comeback story with a lot of history. And the guy could sell a fucking pay-per-view on one promo alone. Do you know how many guys could do that in your roster right now? Not that many.
Just add to more bad news. Rock's already doing interviews, hyping up a match between Roman Reigns.
Yeah, there was stuff in there. He said he's the head of the table. I'm like, fuck.
There it is.
There it is. Motherfucker was in Toronto too, plugging his fucking movie, and he's at the Toronto Maple Leafs game. Traitor! You said the Leafs suck. You Hollywood motherfucker.
Oh, Jericho was there as well.
He was.
Oh, I can only imagine how that conversation goes down.
You know what? You would think in kayfabe it's fucking awkward, but I'm like, you know what? They're probably backstage shooting the shit.
Yep.
Knowing how good, wholesome camaraderie like that can go, they're probably just shooting the shit, reminiscing, and have a good time.
And coming into the locker room wearing a Houston Oilers T-shirt, Kevin Hart, because you can't have Dwayne go anywhere without Kevin Hart.
Oh, and a Houston Oilers shirt. Come on,
this is a sporting event. I thought it was supposed to be a sporting event. Houston Oilers, that's my team. I know they don't exist anymore.
And Jericho is like, go, hey asshole, it's the Edmonton Oilers, you idiot.
Oilers is Oilers, man. You gotta understand. Please believe me when I say I know nothing about hockey. I'm a black man. I don't know nothing about hockey. Well, I can tell you, I don't know nothing about hockey.
Well, you guys clearly don't follow Zeri on Twitter. Or you guys have also never been to Detroit.
I'm not even gonna do the Detroit joke. I can't.
Lots of brothers in Detroit love themselves some hockey. Then again, it is hockey town.
It is. It technically is.
Anytime anything big happens regarding the Detroit Red Wings, it literally makes statewide news 24/7.
I mean, it's an original six, and many of the original six teams have a lot of media coverage. Montreal, Toronto especially.
Anytime anything big happens to the Red Wings, the news literally covers it 24 hours a day, just repeating the news over and over again and treating it like it's the biggest thing ever. And it's so weird because I live here in Virginia where hockey is not treated as a big deal. So it's interesting to go to somewhere where it's basically the religion of the state. That's what hockey is in Michigan. It's their religion. It's basically what Whataburger is in Texas.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty much a good comparison. Not the best, but a good one. Because it's the same thing in Montreal, same thing in Toronto especially. And if they hit the playoffs, then it's peak hype. Especially if the playoffs happen.
Speaking of hype, Jon Moxley just signed a 5-year extension with AEW.
Yeah, well, basically he's wrestling for a little while longer, and he'll have coaching and mentorship roles as well. So, it's if in case you're wondering if Mox is thinking of going back to the Fed, not for another 5.
And on top of that, he said that he absolutely loves being in AEW, which is amazing considering all the backstage turmoil that's happening. It's good to have a bit of positivity.
Yeah, and I get the feeling that out of the whole brawl-out situation, yes, that's what the fucking internet's fucking calling it. I didn't make the fucking name there. But I'm pretty sure out of the whole gang, there's only one dude that don't want to be in AEW, and he's the one with the bad wheel, with the bad wing.
Either that or it's ACL, because one of those two is holding things up with
like that. That was the thing. I don't know if it's on the list or not, but the investigation, there's one roadblock, and it's a dude who either doesn't want anyone to have nice things or wants his fucking money.
Yeah.
And I personally, if it's CM Punk, dick move, but I don't think it is.
You think it's Ace Steel using the lawyer?
If it ain't Ace Steel, then someone in there is being a dick, because I think everyone else wants to either get rid of this stink and move on, and one of them saying, "Well, I want my fucking money."
According to Meltzer, the wrestlers just want to get back to wrestling.
Yeah. They've done the interviews. Even Punk's done his interviews from what I've read. So everyone has done interviews. They want to move on. One of them is being a cock blocker.
Ace Steel. That's my money.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me. And it really sucks, because this is just having guys sit at home in the case of the Elite in the prime of their careers.
Yeah.
Someone's being a deal hole and needs to stop being a deal hole. And if it is CM Punk, take your fucking money and fuck off. But if it's not, Ace Steel will be ultimately the villain of the piece.
And he is going to be quite the pariah.
If it is true. This is strictly speculation, but yeah.
Because two matches we're not going to be getting because of this is Kenny Omega versus Vikingo in AAA, and Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay at the Tokyo Dome.
We want this match, and if Ace Steel is about to cockblock us from that match, fuck you. Whoever's holding the fucking thing up, fuck you. Straight up, fuck you.
One thing you will not be saying fuck you to is AEW's newest backstage correspondent, Renee Paquette.
They opened the Toronto shows with Renee Paquette. Fuck yes.
AEW just got 100 times more cuter.
Yeah.
But Regal will always think Excalibur is the cutest.
Yeah, I mean, you know. Nothing wrong with that.
Indeed. But it's great to have Renee there. She's going to be a great addition to. They're already. They actually have quite a few backstage interviewers already, and it's good to know that they're sort of stocking up on them. So you get some variety backstage. Before we get to AEW, I want to get some SmackDown notes here. First off, it looks like Sami Zayn is becoming Roman's favorite member of the Bloodline.
Well, considering he made him corpse during that segment with Logan Paul, I can see why.
Because Zayn's on the phone backstage, and then he's just shooting the shit with Roman, like, haha, that's a great one. Jay's like, what do you say? Sami's like, it's an inside joke. You wouldn't get it. Like, ooh, twist the knife.
A little bit.
And he just the phone. He's like, yeah, Oos. And you can just hear Roman's like, make sure Sami wins. No matter what, Sami wins. It's like, yeah, okay. Like, Roman's all about going all in with Sami, and Jay's just like, I'm waiting for this motherfucker to slip up once. Just once. Slip up once, motherfucker. Slip up once.
It's such a well-told story, too.
Mm-hmm.
Because Sammy's good, and so is fucking Jey Uso. And it's just, again, I'll say it again. The minute the cards fall and they fight, feud of the fucking year.
Yep. Like I said, he did what nobody else could in the last 2 years. He made Roman Reigns corpse.
And that is a skill.
Because Roman has been very good with character for the duration of the Tribal Chief character. It's amazing. If you could get a guy who's that into his character corpse like that, and you know what? I know exactly what it is. Roman knows. Like it's the minute Roman is bored with Sami, that's where it's all right. That's enough. Kill him, and that's where the cards can fall, and that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
And of course, Sami Zayn defeated Kofi Kingston with help from Jey Uso, who literally had to jump and drop kick into Kofi's face for Sami to get the roll victory. Also, I love the fact that Sami Zayn now has a Samoan Titantron.
He does. Samoan patterns and everything. It's the little things, man. It's the little things.
So in South Park terms, Sami Zayn just became Jimmy joining the Crips.
Basically, yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
By the way,
Absolutely.
I do not like the white ropes on WWE shows. I always hate them. It's my one nitpick with the presentation when it comes to.
I like the color ropes too, but this is absolutely. For one thing, I think it's subjective, and for another, I don't think we're changing. I don't think they're changing that for us.
No, they're not. But I like how Raw has red ropes, SmackDown's blue ropes, and they used to have black ones for the pay-per-views back in the day, like 20 years ago. I miss those.
Same here.
Now the ropes look like powdered sugar on them.
Then again, like if you go back to the olden days, like the MSG days and all that stuff, it was either powder blue or white ropes. So this could be a simple, hey, a nod to the past kind of situation.
No, they used to do this all the time, like 10 years ago. It really was like around 2009, 2010.
Yeah, 2009, 2010, they used white ropes as well. But again, that could be a nod. Like, I don't know if it's a nod or not, but that would be my guess.
I just get the feeling they just don't like changing the rope colors. Because they have to literally like retape the ropes whenever they do that.
Hey, I don't know what it is. Could be cost saving. I don't know what it is. I'm just saying,
During LA Nights with Mansois, Michael Cole references Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
Which, again, I love that. That's how you know that Vince is no longer in the headsets.
For those who don't know, that's a relatively obscure indie fed out of California.
This is an indie fed. It used to be known about a decade ago. It used to be known as NWA Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
By the way, one of my friends wrestles for that company, Cutthroat Cody.
Oh, nice.
He recently got married.
Good for him.
Yep, he's got the video up on YouTube and everything. Yeah, very cool guy. He's got through quite a few characters in Cutthroat Cody, or CTC. Also, after LA Knight won the match, he grabbed a microphone and stayed heel.
It's for the best. I mean, obviously, this to me, it sounds like this is a one and done with the Maximum Male Models. And to be fair, the quicker he's away from that group, the better.
Yep.
Job them, get him out of there, and then back to business. And he works better as a heel anyway.
That's very true. By the way, I'm almost certain that Marseille's pose there is a JoJo reference.
Yeah, I would not be surprised.
Consider Dio Madden. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm like, this is a guy that throws in JoJo's references wherever he can, so it wouldn't surprise me if this was one as well.
That would be a good gimmick for him.
Just random JoJo's references?
Just him coming out as dressed as Jotaro.
Fuck yeah, do it! But one of the local wrestlers around here, Benjamin Banks, regularly goes to conventions dressed as Jotaro.
Nice. This is one of those things. I'm pissed I didn't save up enough money for makeup so I could do Cutie Honey at Ranger Stop. But I'm like, you know what? That's what 2023 is for. So there's that. By the way, in case you're wondering about the on Twitter there, the avatar, the profile picture thing. Easy has his, John Shades has his. I just felt, well, I don't have an evil fucking character. Fuck it. Cutie Matty it is. I'm having fun with it. And it's Cutie Honey Live, which is available on Blu-ray, so you should see it.
Groovy. For those who are interested in that type of anime, it is now available for your viewing pleasure for just, like $30?
Yeah, 36 US, I think, yeah.
Alright, so there you go, everyone. And speaking of going, Bray Wyatt's going normal for now?
Yeah, as I mentioned, the promo was it seemed like, okay, entrance was regular, Bray Wyatt's boopy fun, And then the lantern, he closes the lantern. It's very moody stuff. And then he goes, "This is just regular Bray Wyatt, normal me," you know. And he sounded so grateful, like it explained where he has been, what had happened, and just came off as, "Hey, whatever happens next, thank you. This is me saying, hey, thank you for keeping me up and all that stuff." And then when it was time to go off, the man with the white rabbit mask popped on the Titantron, turned the lights off, cut a very, very
sinister promo.
Sinister, spoopy, ominous, back to normal. But this, I think, was, a lot of people are going, this might be a duality, a dual character situation. I think it's just, all right, this was Bray Wyatt needing to say, hey, thank you for the love. And as soon as the lights turned off, back to business.
I didn't see Bray Wyatt out there. I saw one in the Rotunda.
Oh, yeah. That was very much when the Rotunda. They just called him Bray Wyatt to keep everybody to get from being confused.
Yeah, then he tried to do a heartfelt promo, and then the guy in the mask said, "Jetso!"
That's about the speed of it.
Little chiseled Adonis for you fans out there.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be very interested to see where this goes from here.
Me too.
And now, it's time for the weekend to officially begin.
Oh my God. Okay, this has been...
last 2 weeks.
Oh, they have been an odyssey. Oh my God.
So Lex Luger turned on Sting.
Well, Sting turned on Lex Luger. Don't get it wrong.
That's not how I see it. That's not how I see it at all.
You're not Slip, asshole. You wish you were Slip.
I see the truth. Sting saw the betrayal coming. He's like, you know what? I see how this always goes. Every time I have a tag team partner, they punch me in the penis. So you know what? Sting's doing the penis punching now.
No. Sting has always been a piece of shit. He is
Sting is a wholesome man.
Sting is a piece of shit, and he turned on Luger like the piece of shit he is.
Luger was going to turn on him first. Everyone knows it.
When's the last time Luger turned on anybody?
That's not important.
Do we need to point out WCW as a whole again?
Regardless, Sting made Lex Luger tap.
By the way, folks, if you're as confused as I am, yeah, that's a normal thing. Just watch
Sting made Lex
WGGP.
Luger tap out, which means Sting gets a world title match next week.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but I hope Lex Luger beats his ass.
You will be alone in those thoughts because the crowd will be 100% behind the world's greatest hero, the icon, the legend of professional wrestling. It's Sting!
I just realized something, and we should have done this a lot earlier.
Huh?
Yeah?
Matty, could you give us a play-by-play of that match that Sting had with Lex Luger?
We should have been doing from the get-go. You're fucking right. Chop. Punch. Ooh. Kick. Ah. Suplex.
My God.
There we go.
No, you keep going. We got to keep that thing going. Punch. Kick to the
Scorpion
groin.
Deathlock.
Scorpion Deathlock, yeah. Ah! Luger selling. We needed more Luger selling. Fuck.
I give up. I'm a piece of shit.
You are absolutely right. How could we have forgotten that?
One thing we will not forget is the new multiversal champion. It was a steel cage match. David Arquette versus Spider-Man. And of course, Spider-Man, having more experience in the cage, picked up the victory in an epic match.
Oh, it was not an easy win. Actually, the whole thing started as a regular match in Fire Pro Wrestling World that went to double count out.
First time in WGGP history.
So they said, well, all right, we're running it back inside a steel cage, brother. And it was epic. Forks were thrown, low blows were thrown, Destinos were thrown, shout-outs were thrown.
How many diamond cutters did we see in that match?
All of them.
Maybe it's
all of them. No, teed up. All of them.
Yeah, that tracks. That tracks.
All of them.
Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. I feel bad for Mary Jane because he's not going to have any kids after this match.
No, not at least not for 6 months.
That groin was destroyed.
But I can see this being an entire series of matches because David Arquette can easily say Spider-Man did not pin me or make me submit.
He knocked me the fuck out, which was one of the ways to win.
But knowing David Arquette, he'd be like, he didn't beat me. He just knocked me out, but he didn't pin me. He can't beat me in a straight up match. He just had to knock me out.
To me, the next opponent for Spider-Man is simple. Bonesaw is ready.
And can I just appreciate the fact that the theme they chose for Spider-Man was the 90s.
The 90s, baby!
Spider-Man, wow!
If I ever do a Spider-Man cosplay, it is the 90s version. And by the way, I know for a fact that there are Zentai patterns designed after the 90s Spidey, and you damn right, the minute I am able to get one of those, I'm getting me one of those.
Groovy.
Now, there's no way that good effort has some stake, but there's no fucking way to do that guitar solo justice.
I know. I had to try.
Yeah, again, that's why it's like, yeah, good effort has some stake.
Oh, shout out to 331 E-Rock for doing an excellent cover of that song.
Absolutely. I have heard of that cover. You are not wrong, sir. You are not wrong.
Yeah, he actually has like a whole LP of Spider-Man covers.
Nice.
You can find it all on Spotify.
Nicer.
All right, moving on to AEW Dynamite, their debut in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
They begin with the aforementioned debut of Renee Paquette in front of a crowd. Christian Cage. And for about 2 minutes, welcome to BizaroWorld, motherfuckers.
But he couldn't just let sleeping dogs lie, and he mocked the Maple Leafs, which the crowd was like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, well, and he said that because half the crowd was booing because it's heat. You're supposed to boo the heel for doing that, but the other half was like, yeah, no, you're right. The Maple Leafs suck. And it was polite applause for the factual information.
So Cage was on commentary for Luchasaurus versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Pay-per-view quality match.
Pay-per-view quality. Part of me is like, well, yeah, you got to build up Luchasaurus. Part of me is like, I wanted Jungle Boy to get that win, but pay-per-view quality matchup. It's one of those. It's not going to harm Jungle Boy all that much, but it's like,
he could take the loss.
He could take the loss, but it's one of those. He could have used the win too.
We're really building up for Jack Perry to finally get that win over Christian Cage, I think.
Which is the smart move, ultimately.
And then we got a backstage segment where the firm bought private parties' contracts.
And of course, Matt Hardy going, well, no, fuck you, you're not supposed to do that. But the firm went, well, yes, I fucking can. And Ethan Page says, well, all right, you know what? I'm going to fight one of the private party guys. And when I win, not only do we keep private party, we get your contract too, Mr. Hardy.
And following that promo, Warjo destroyed the factory.
I am still not a fan of the factory. Fuck them. They're jobbers. Anyone who's trying to do a rivalry with them is just going to be, that's a downgrade. But look, I have to go back to Dark. The people were filming random segments of Dark from Toronto. When they were singing Seven Nation Army, you would think, oh, Scissor Me Daddy, and we will get to that, of course. Why the fuck not? My people. No, in that segment, oh, Kitty's an asshole. My people.
Joe and Wardlow seem to be just having a blast together as a tag team.
This is a thrown together tag team that could have been a throwaway tag team, and then they realize, hey, you know what? We're two big dudes who fuck people up. Road Warrior pops every time we come out. Yeah, let's have some fun. And fun they are having.
They don't even need to go for the belts. They already got belts. Just have them beat people up. That's all.
This is literally they'll do their one-on-one defenses, and every once in a while it's a tag team when you have a heel faction and a heel team or just a bunch of jobbers who just need their asses kicked. Like they have an appointment to get their butts kicked, and oh boy, I get Ward Show. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
However, the Embassy didn't care too much for this, so they interrupted the victory. But FTR made the save, and they reintroduced us to the Perfect 10, Shawn Spears, baby.
Nice.
Wonderful hometown pop too.
Might be the last reaction he's gotten since NXT.
Yeah, and there again, a week for promos. He had a wonderful post-match promo from Rampage, which obviously we'll talk about Rampage in a couple of minutes there. But he had a wonderful time. As well, he lost his mother, and it turns out he got to tell his mama before she passed away that he was going to be a daddy.
Oh, that's good.
So for people wondering if it was a long injury, part of it was the injury. The other part was, well, he just had personal shit that he had personal business to take care of.
Of course, family and friends, as we say, always comes first.
Absolutely. And you know what? He's back. He's with the Pinnacle plus Samoa Joe, because at this point it's the Pinnacle plus Samoa Joe when you're really thinking about it. But hey, I am okay with that. If that's where they want to go, fair.
And why do I see all of them playing Tekken backstage?
Because
they have to learn the power game.
Absolutely. It's Samoa Joe.
They got to learn. They got to be given the good news. Blessings be to the power game.
Hey, blessings be to the power game, and you know what? It's War Joe.
Yeah.
The power game's being represented in ring and in video games, in video game format.
And somewhere backstage.
And those of you who know me know I love me two birds, one stone kind of situations.
And somewhere backstage, Jake Hare's like, why is he with Samoa Joe? He should have been with me.
Oh, no, now you care about me? Yeah, when you're running around with your little JAS assholes, but you completely forgot about me? Sorry, baby. I got a new man now. Warlow, come back. Come back. We can make it work. We can make it work.
I like this hat.
The hat just makes Wardlow just shake his head like, used to be somebody.
Hey, this is headcanon stuff, obviously, but goddamn, that's going to be a hell of a love triangle match. I mean, triple threat match.
Indeed. You get a hell of a thing. Jericho and 2.0 cut a good promo backstage.
They did.
Excellent promo.
By the way, we know, Garcia, he,
We'll get to that.
No, we'll get to that, because Garcia did the betrayal at the end of the show. Never mind.
Well, sort of in the middle, but we'll get to that.
Ring of Honor match. Either way.
So next up, we move on to Sneaky Swerve defeating Daddy Ass using nefarious methods.
Yeah, and, scissor me, Daddy. If there was ever a moment where I was like, and again, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I so wanted to be there, but it's just the timing of it, and me just wanted to keep as much money as possible. I do not regret making this decision, though it fucking hurts either way. I made this decision. I am so pissed and so salty I was not able to be there with several of my wrestling fan buddies over there enjoying themselves.
Was Darren there?
Singing, "Oh, scissor me, Daddy." I was so pissed and so proud of my people. It's not even funny.
We know Gibby was there, but was Darren?
Gibby was there. Matty D, I don't think was there this time around, in case you're wondering. No.
Darren?
I believe... No, I don't think he was.
Ah.
Damn.
Yeah. Then again, it was one of those, if the hotel prices did manage to lower a little bit, it was one of those, if I was able to go kind of situations, would the tickets be then? The Dynamite tickets were still at around $100. So it was
if you want
not.
to know who's really salty, just ask Mark Stone, because him and Nice interrupted the scissoring that the Acclaim were going to do, and now Sterling owns the trademark to the term "scissor me."
Which they don't. They technically don't. It's just a vehicle to get the crowd to cheer louder.
Mark Sterling turned something so wholesome and so pure and perfect as scissoring and turned it into something dirty.
By the way, we fucking know what it is, okay? We know. It's
a handshake.
It's not just a handshake. It
is. It's a handshake. You'd have.
It's a sexual in you goddamn endo.
In your endo.
Thank you. That's a clerk's joke.
Scissoring is so wholesome. You can scissor your best friend. You can scissor your parents. You can scissor your aunt. You can scissor your grandma, everyone. Everyone, I want you to go out there and scissor your grandma.
God damn it. There's
You can even scissor the old
I know for a fact that I got friends who are in the alternative community just going, tilting. Wait, scissoring? You mean the lesbian sex thing?
You can even scissor the old lady down the street who gives out cookies on Halloween.
Hey! Phrasing!
Be sure that next time you're at church, you scissor your priest.
For the record, we know what it is. It's a sexual innuendo, but at the same time, it's so fucking funny. And it sold a lot of t-shirts. And look, it's Mark Sterling and Tony Nese trying to get heel heat. And Tony Nese deserves himself some fucking heel heat and attention. So you know what? Fuck it.
Also,
if it'll get more people to cheer, and that's the point.
Also, kudos to DX for giving a little shout out to Billy.
Yeah, it was
Corey Graves.
Yeah, so the whole thing was the Road Dogg Doll did the introduction, and then when he said the Road Dogg Jesse James, and when he said Badass Billy Gunn instead of himself doing it, he pointed to the crowd to do it, which is a clever way of avoiding any legal situations there might have been. There wouldn't have been, but it's one of those better safe than sorry situations. And as soon as it's the new Age Law Outlaws hits, Corey Graves with that nice little line of, well, his former partner Billy Gunn is handling is doing something with office equipment somewhere else, which beautiful chef's kiss on that subtlety, by the way, beautifully done.
And Shawn Michaels holding up the scissor fingers.
Oh yeah, that again, subtle but excellent.
So yeah, Sterling owns the rights to scissor me, and then he scissors Tony Nese.
So again, heel heat, but the right kind. This is literally story progression and a good comedy gimmick. And again, it's not the greatest first fuse, but most good tag team reigns do not be. Most AEW tag title reigns never really begin with good first fuse. So calm your tits, folks. And if nothing else, it's a good comedy gimmick. And at this point, anything to give Tony Nese something good to do, and this is something good to do. And this is more Josh Woods at the end of the day, and that's another thumbs up. So,
and moved on to that, to the excellent MJF promo we heard earlier, and goddamn, this is just one of the best promos all year.
It's great character development, too. Character lore. Mm-hmm. And this is literally a case of he owns, this is a stable on retainer, and the stable on retainer tried to do some initiative when MJF said, no. Daddy tells you to do stuff, and when you do it.
To quote Mr. Scarface from Batman the Animated Series, when the muscle starts thinking it's the brains, it's time to amputate.
Could be that. Could be. I honestly thought it would come much later, but there you go.
Possibly saving Strike 3 for some time down the road.
Probably.
But just, goddamn, MJF is probably going to be a babyface by this time next year.
And again, I don't think it's the move. He'll be more a tweener. This is still MJF, and he will still seek the heat.
Yes.
But again, this might be a case of, hey, you know what? All the promo battles you can get with faces, they're done, or as done as you can. There's probably one or two more you could get out of. But afterwards, it's, what else can you do? It's going to be a very interesting 2023 is all I'm going to say.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And then we got an excellent promo from Mox, and then an even better promo from Hangman.
Yep. Hangman even went Ric Flair on his ass.
He did. Punch his skull off. Forgot that he's not Ric Flair and can bleed on command, but,
Still, like, goddamn, just the emotion from Hangman is just unreal. That's got to be one of the best promos he's ever cut in his life.
And all because Moxley called him a boy.
Yeah, they're just seeing the emotion from him just felt so real. God.
Especially when he was talking about the Dark Order and how all of his friends seem to just be vanishing left and right.
Yeah, Dark Order. He kind of mentioned the Elite without mentioning them. And you just feel like his depression sinking
His
in.
original fans, his original friends, i.e. the Elite, they've disappeared, which it's not wrong. It's not.
You can definitely tell, like, Hangman feels like all the walls are just closing in on him one just inch by inch, and it feels like there's no way out unless he wins this world title.
That's the beauty of having a match with Mox. You can just have one promo with the guy, and it'll already sell the match. Like, people were, when Hangman won that Battle Royal, people were just shitting on it, but then just one promo from Mox, and it became must-see television.
That's the beauty of having a great world champion.
That's what it is. And whenever he loses drops the championship, he will have earned that vacation, if nothing else.
And speaking of the next champion, MGF is watching his whole promo from the skybox, eating some delicious, delicious popcorn. And yes, that was already a GIF.
Yeah, there are GIFs, and again, there are some lines where even he was like, "Oh, damn, okay." Smile's gone, and okay, this is serious. Okay.
And then we get to Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho, and this crowd is very, very pro-Jericho.
Very pro-Jericho. They wanted to sing Judas, and they did everything to deny the people, even hitting White Zombie, which usually would get a pop, but people are like, "Oh, cockblocker!" So
they sang it themselves.
At the beginning of the match, you could hear the crowd going, "Judas in my mind." That's Toronto. That's my people. I probably would have been part of that too.
So Jericho and Danielson have a great match, and then ref bump, followed by Garcia. Matty, load up the missiles.
Does it count, though?
I don't know.
Does it count, though?
He's been in the middle, so I don't. It wasn't really a betrayal. Just he was striding the line this entire time.
He was straddling the line, thinking, and of course, the tag match probably did something. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say spooning betrayal. I'm going to say Firefly betrayal.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Apologies for Windows noises, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
That works. That works.
Yeah, because that's where I'm thinking.
You can just feel the air get sucked out because the audience was like, fuck. Not again.
Again, this could be like that. Maybe this is just me. This is probably just another story beat of, well, Garcia is like, well, okay, I can't leave my group, but eventually Jericho's ego is going to drive a wedge with Garcia. I think I've said it before, and you see some developments on Rampage. We'll get to that, of course. Where you go, they got something going on with Ring of Honor, and they just can't announce it yet. I think the whole thing of Garcia going back with the JAS, at least for the time being, is okay. We have the seeds planted, but we can't pull the trigger until we know we're ready to go. Because again, my thought problem, my mind, my headcanon is going Garcia versus Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Title in that first TV show.
I'm hoping that is the case because, oh boy, this crowd did not like that heel turn whatsoever.
But A lot of people thought that would be the main event. It was not. They were smart here. The Tony was admittedly smart enough to realize, I'm not going to book this, but I can book another thing, which turned out, well, we will get to in a few, but for us to continue to get to that, we got to continue.
Yep. First, we have backstage promo. Anna JAS challenged Nyla Rose for her TBS championship. Because no, Nyla.
Wait. You sure it's Nyla Rose?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she has the belt.
She has the belt. She's the TBS champion.
She defeated Jade Cargill. She ended her undefeated streak.
No, she stole the belt. The belt.
That's a victory in my mind. Like, that's a victory, right? Vicky
Tina.
Guerrero was right with her. Lychee and Steel.
Why do I have to be the straight man in my own fucking show? She stole the belt. She Eddie Guerrero'd the belt.
Exactly. That's what I said. Lychee and Steel. Vicky was right there. She instructed her. She was like, okay, here's what my husband would do.
For the record, Jade Cargill defeated another schlub. It did not matter who it was. She retained the championship. And for those of you encouraging T-Dub in the chat, fuck you. Let me be the straight. I have to be the straight man. Fuck it. But look.
Hold on.
Officially in AEW canon, not in our canon, in AEW canon, Jade retained the title. Nyla snuck up and stole the belt from the baddies.
When is Willow Nightingale a schlub?
Because I forgot who it was.
That's my
favorite. And I apologize to Willow Nightingale. It's been a week.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, many of Jade Cargill's championship matches have become forgettable.
That one was not. That was Willow Nightingale, good sir. You apologize to her and Shintigercurl.
Apologize to my future ex-wife, number 52.
I thought it was number 53.
One of them had to drop out.
That makes sense. Well, I do apologize, but again, this is nothing against Willow, but it's just the matches have become fucking forgettable.
I thought that one was one of the better ones Jade had had.
It was, and now I remember, and it's like, it was a good match, but again, if we wouldn't have this fucking problem if fucking Athena won the TBS title at All Out. They had worn out that fucking title reign. I'm sorry. Because now every match is fucking forgettable. Case in point, I forgot Willow Nightingale had a banger.
Nevertheless, this is definitely adding some interest, much needed interest to the TBS title scene.
Case in point, and so this in actual AEW canon, Nyla and Vicky stole the belt, and for those wondering, what about Maria Shafir? Fuck her. But
yeah,
in AEW canon, the belt is stolen, and Jade is still officially the TBS championship. Is officially the TBS champion.
Then why did Anna challenge Nyla for the belt?
Because Nyla still thinks she's a champion because she has the belt.
By the way, TBS to the TBS network account, please change your bio to Nyla Rose.
T-Dub, stop trolling.
I'm just trying to agree with Nyla Rose.
That's because you're afraid Nyla Rose will kick your ass.
She would, and that would be scary.
You know what? To be fair, you're not wrong. She could kick all our asses.
And speaking of 4 women that could probably kick all our asses, we had Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter take on Sheeta and Storm in a pretty darn good tag match. And I noticed something. This is the second tag match in a row where Storm did not get the victory for her team.
Yeah, there's some interesting situations, yeah?
I don't know who is producing these women's matches for the last couple of weeks, but they need to stick. They need to keep doing it because I'm actually liking it.
It's Marina Shafir, Renico. Marina, not Maria. Ave Maria. And by the way, fuck Eva Marie. And we'll get why? Because there's a TikTok of her throwing a freaking Alexa Bliss doll. And said, if I dunk it, I'm with Wyatt, and everyone went, fuck off. That's another thing for another day there. But no, Marina, and he was making a joke, but still, it would be better if you say Marina who, not Maria who, because Maria Kanellis is back, and that's not a bad thing. Marina Shafir may still be around. That's a bad thing. Anyway, rant over for now. No, but I like whoever's doing that. it's an interesting little situation, and people go, "Well, you're not making the champ look good." Well, the champ's still doing the thing, still working, is still working out. She's still doing her job. It's just she's not getting the pin. She's still helping with the victories. She's still effective in those matches, but the story is she's not getting the victories. She's not getting the pinfall victories for herself. And to be fair, Hikaru Shida is over in Toronto.
That she is.
Because if you're on Instagram with the Timmy's Cup, you're gonna get babyface pop.
Oh,
maybe it's just me, but the women's matches lately have been feeling a little more stiffer than usual.
I think they realized. I think the women realized, okay, enough playing around. It's time to finally show them we know our shit.
Yeah, they've been hitting each other. They've been going a lot harder in the ring.
They're letting Saraya going in there throwing punches. By the way, cleared AEW doctors and independent doctors. Thumbs up. She can wrestle.
Also, according to Sean Ross, Fightful.com, I should say.
Sean Ross Sapp.
Yeah, she looked cleared a long time ago, but WWE, more specifically Vince McMahon, was like, he just didn't want to see the X-rays. He didn't care. He didn't want her back on television, period.
Didn't want to risk another draws, for lack of a better word, essentially.
It's just interesting because, like, apparently multiple doctors cleared her, and he just wouldn't let her see the WWE doctor for whatever reason. Like, and it makes me feel so bad for her because, like,
there's a part of me that hates Vince for this, but at the same time, again, when you've seen injury, and wrestling fans, and not just WWE, all over the place, have seen people die in a wrestling ring. Someone dies or gets critically injured, or for your NFL fans out there, something like a Tagovailoa situation happens in that ring. Do you know how much shit will be thrown at WWE's way? Do you want to risk that?
That's why I would be on Vince's side, except they had multiple doctors clear Paige before.
And again, you're not wrong either. I'm just going both ways here. Like I'm, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna hit the fucking button, but I have to play devil's advocate here.
Come on, get in there, go!
It's one of those. Is she cleared? It's literally a Bryan Danielson situation where it was blunt force trauma, and one of those. All right, book me, or I'm gonna fuck off. And WWE chose to let Paige go.
Apparently, Triple H wanted to bring her back, but
it was too little, too late.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically, even Vince didn't want to do it. Vince didn't want to risk it. And again, part of me is like, well, fuck you for doing that. But at the same time, I'm like, you've seen what happened with Ross, and it's almost happened with Paige when she had to retire all that time back. Do you want to risk that? Not just from a legal liability, but from a PR move.
Well, every match is a risk, so...
And it is. And I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying from WWE, from Vince McMahon's standpoint, does it make sense to do it? I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm just saying, look.
If every doctor is saying she's good to go, then I don't see the issue.
I'm just saying I don't see the issue either, but I have to see it from the other side here.
If she wasn't cleared, I would say no. But if everyone is saying yes, she's good to go, then I see literally zero issue.
Me neither. But again, I'm just seeing it from Vince's standpoint here.
And I could not care less about Vince's standpoint, not one bit.
Not anymore. But again, it's one of those. Do you want to risk someone breaking their neck and dying in WWE? And there's always that risk, of course. But after seeing the last incident with WWE on the watch, I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm just saying, look, I could kind of see why you're just trying to avoid another shitstorm. And say, what's worse than having one of your wrestlers pulling a double murder suicide? Having one of your wrestlers die on national TV. Or losing their career on national TV. I mean, again, going back to Tagovailoa of the Miami Dolphins, where he got a concussion, and then 4 days later he literally plays again and literally gets sacked on a normal tackle. and he fucking almost dies.
This is not to a situation at all. That was pure negligence. This is...
Oh, that's pure... Again, I'm not saying that's pure negligence. Very true. But at the same time, that's a bad look. Do you want that bad look?
That wouldn't happen because this isn't a two situation. These two situations, you cannot compare whatsoever. Not one bit. Because she, like I said, cleared.
Okay, T-Dub. I get it! I know she's cleared. But do you really know if that could happen again? If I'm Vince, I don't know. Maybe Vince didn't want to fucking know. True. But maybe he just didn't want that fucking risk.
I just can't see from his point of view at all. I can't see it.
We'll have to disagree on that one then.
Yeah, because, like I said, if somebody is cleared, then that's just it to me. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that's just it. Like, if the doctor clears her...
They did the same thing with Bryan Danielson, too. So, like, yes, exactly. I completely get it. But if Vince doesn't want to, just flat says, no, you hurt yourself too many times for me to be safe, to feel safe to put you in that ring again. I don't fucking care if the doctor says you're clear or not.
And because of that, he just lost one of his biggest stars.
You know what? And there might be a situation in AEW where even Tony Khan goes, okay, I can't put you back in. I'm too scared to pull the trigger. Hopefully that never happens. But there may be a situation where some wrestler takes one too many bumps on his neck, even by accident, and says, I don't care if Doc Samson clears you. I just don't feel... I'll pay you the rest of the contract, but I can't put you in there. There may be a situation down the line, 5-10 years from now. This is not a cut, copy, and paste kind of situation here. Maybe Vince just didn't want to fucking risk it. Despite everyone saying, no, you're good, you can risk it.
I don't see this as a bigger risk than anything else. He's taken bigger risks with other people.
Very true. Maybe, but again, draws.
That was decades ago.
And it was.
And that's like,
but with many people dying and going in the ring when they shouldn't go in the ring and fucking dying in the ring, do you want that? Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying, do you want that?
That's just conjecture.
That is, but at the same time, look, I'm not saying Vince is right or wrong. I'm just saying I can't blame him. Maybe he just didn't want to risk it.
You can't blame him, but I will.
This is
Also, Tony Khan let Matt Hardy wrestle with a concussion.
He did. He shouldn't have, but he did.
So I don't see him.
And that was a Tua situation.
Yeah, that was
negligence.
Yeah, that was more akin to a Tua than this.
Yeah.
Because this one, they're actually listening to their doctors and going by the doctor's advice. And by the way, I have to wonder why Saraya wasn't at Dynamite this week. Is she not allowed in Canada? Is she not allowed in Canada?
I don't know.
UK?
I also have to wonder, like, why no Saraya? Because like the past few weeks she's been on every show, and now there's no Saraya. Right after the big news of her getting cleared, so you think you'd want her on the show immediately, doing something physical?
Look, I don't want to go over 2 hours again. Let's keep moving. This is a longer debate than I expected. Let's move on.
Well, after the match, they announced that next week it'll be Shida versus Storm for the belt.
It'd be good.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that matchup. Sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
And following that, we got Butcher and the Blade promo. Fight us!
Fight us, motherfucker! Okay, we'll fucking fight you. Why are you... Okay, you're talking about the other guy, but... The Butcher was literally staring at the camera going, fight us! Fight us! Okay, I'll fucking fight you. I don't know what the fuck.
And then, our main events. One of the greatest main events of all time.
Oh, good Lord, yes.
Orange Cassidy defeated the Bastard Pack to win the All-Atlantic Championship.
Golf clap. Folks, this is where I understand where TK was coming from here, because yeah, keeping Garcia and the JAS, that's a blow. But in the context of the night and of the night and everything else, you want to leave people in their happy in their head place and all that stuff. I can do words, I swear. Jesus Christ, jeez, yeah. Fucking A, what a booking call.
This was, and it wasn't a spot booking call. This was a fantastic climax to a very interesting storyline with Pac and that hammer.
The Pac and the hammer and the payoff.
Yeah.
A payoff to a 2.5-year feud.
This match was far different from the last ones because Pac was so sure of himself. He was just playing with Cassidy the entire time, aping his shit, and just generally not taking OC seriously at all because he kept falling back to the fucking hammer.
And then he would go for the hammer, the referee would catch him and say, no, you can't do that.
Before that, we got an appearance from Danielson!
Yeah, he was blocking there was a spot where he blocked the hammer, and then the second hammer, where the ref said, okay, no hammer for you. And then we go to the second spot where he goes for the hammer, and he gets cock-blocked by Danhausen, who cursed him. And then the referee was like behind, the fuck are you doing? Give me the fucking hammer.
I love that shot, just Bryce standing behind Pac looking menacing.
And by the way, for those of you saying that Bryce is a bad referee, fuck you. There's your evidence. He's a good ref.
He's one of the
somehow made Bryce Remsburg intimidating in that moment.
And the fact that he just immediately took the hammer, like, nope, you're not using this. And then Pac was like, fine. And then he just goes under the ring, grabs another hammer.
Gets another fucking hammer, goes for it, gets blocked. Many orange punches later, because it took a while. And CJ, that Bryce is right. Yep. I used to have that shirt. I had to get rid of it. It had too many holes on them.
I need to get that shirt.
I need another one of them shirts. Absolutely. Got it at the Chikara show back in Ottawa back in the day. Still have the stub. But yeah. Many orange punches later. 1, 2, 3. Roof flies off. Confetti all over the place. Orange Cassidy. Whatever. I got a belt now. Where's my Jansport?
Well, first he receives a hug from Chuck and Trent, and then after the show goes off the air, Chris Statlander enters the ring and gifts him the Jansport backpack.
Nice.
I only wish that would have been a part of the main show.
It'll be part of the main show next week.
Yep.
Because you gotta give the people what they want.
Fucking A.
And speaking of giving the people what they want, over on Rampage, we got Claudio and Mox having a good old match with Butcher and the Blade.
That was a fun match to watch, by the way.
And then, afterwards, we got a nice little promo from Mox.
Nice little promo, send everybody home, and next one.
Yep, a nice, short, sweet, and to the point with him.
Yeah.
And Claudio even got a word in.
Was it a dad joke?
No, it was like, what happens when people step, you either step up and tell them what happens when you don't. You get stepped on.
So no dad jokes, at least not this week. Sorry, Shin.
Damn.
If you want dad jokes, you'll have to find the Da Vinci twins.
They're amateurs compared to Swiss.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, the Da Vincis are very good with their puns. But Matty, are you familiar with them?
And I did do a little bit of research, but not enough to say that I'm a fan or not yet.
Well, they're a group
but
of
I get
twins
the hype. I do get the hype, though.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, they're a group of twins. Their whole gimmick is that they're German and dumb. And they do, like, the stereotypical, like, SNL German accents. And it feels very like mid-90s cheese. So one of the skits they did was, one of them goes up to the other two and goes, I have an idea, but bear with me. And then they literally go to a stream and start swapping at the water like bears.
Oh, fuck.
We got to move on, dude. I know you want to keep hyping.
Okay, yeah, time, right.
Yeah.
So then we get backstage promo with Swerve in Our Glory, and Keith Lee is not a fan of Sneaky Swerve's cheating ways.
Nope. So if we were wondering where was Keith Lee, he was there, and well, folks, yeah, they're going for it.
Our wholesome big man did not like what he saw.
Nope. Wholesome big man want to be a face. His partner does not. It's only a matter of time now.
I have a feeling that during the inevitable rematch between Swerve in Our Glory and the Acclaimed, these mega powers are about to explode. Then we get a Dark Order promo, which is interrupted by Jose, and it looks like next week we're getting 10 versus Roosh.
Basically, it was the same situation as Andrade and El Idolo until he decided to be a fucking prick about it. For the record on that, I don't know if we talked about it or not, but Sammy was just being Sammy. Andrade had to be an asshole.
Sam was being an asshole too. Like, they both should have been suspended.
To a degree, he should have kept it off Twitter and should have kept this whole thing private.
Yeah.
So yeah, he bears some of the blame, but Andrade, if Tony decides to fire him, I would not be opposed to it because they told him not to engage Sammy in a fight. And
here's how I see it. Here's where I see Andrade being in the wrong here, because Sammy is being an asshole.
They're both in the wrong.
Here's the thing: Sammy is young and fucking stupid.
Yeah,
that's where I equate it to. Andrade is trying to get fired so he can go back to the Fed.
Yeah,
straight up, I think that's pretty much what it is. You don't. You could say, "Oh, it's all rumor and innuendo." Fucker's been fucking subtle tweeting about the Fed for the last 6 months. And by the way, I am not good at subtle. Even I can see that. He is literally trying to get fired, and saw a good opportunity to do so. Sammy is in the wrong, yes, but Andrade is even wronger.
I just have to wonder how many incidents with Sammy until they have to cut him loose as well.
It's not going to take much from now on, obviously.
Because he's been warned. Yeah, this is the third time he's gotten into trouble. Third time.
From what I read, though, he was not the one who threw the punch. This was Andrade trying to get fired. Sammy was just like, well, okay, I'm just going to... If a confrontation has to happen, I'm going to try to keep it civil. Andrade was being the asshole here.
He was, but Sammy, like, him calling Andrade out on Twitter the way he did, just calling him a jobber and a favor hire, that did not help things at all.
No, it didn't. No, it did not.
We're not saying Sammy is sinless in this. He has a responsibility in this. I'm just saying
he absolutely has.
It was wronger because even though he was told by the officials, don't start shit.
Oh yeah,
purposely went and started shit with Sammy. And Sammy, to his credit, he tried to de-escalate the situation.
Sammy was like, all right, look, I was wrong. I get the feeling Sammy was obviously wrong and just tried to be a gentleman about it. Andrade saw it as an opportunity to fuck off.
Yeah, and I'm 100% with suspending Andrade, but to me, Sammy should have at the very least been sent home as well that week.
Yeah, and we'll get that. That'll definitely play part in my losers because... Yeah, I have to put TK on there too, and on that as well. But we'll get to that eventually.
So moving on here,
but yeah, 10 versus Roosh, and if Roosh wins, 10 joins. If not, they leave 10 the fuck alone. That's basically the gist of it.
The Dark Order aren't alone because when they put their claws in, there was an extra one. Camera pans out. Stu Grayson's back!
And independent professional wrestler Stu Grayson. Dose.
Stu, don't call me Dick Grayson.
And you know what? The people think, oh, he's back. He's not back, but it's home turf. And they to my knowledge, and again, I haven't spoken with Evil Uno at Fanaticon back in August. He left on a good note, and a lot of indie guys came in for Dark Elevation for AEW. He was among the crew. He was a welcome guest.
Please sign him back.
At the very least, at least
you know what? Honestly, D-Dub, honestly, he doesn't want to. This is not a, oh, we miss him. This is literally dose. Stu wants to be a singles guy. He goes back to AEW. He's not a singles guy. Stu wants to be single. AEW doesn't. This is cut and dry. Stu wants to work indies.
At least the door is always open.
Door is open. If both wanted to work together again, all for it. But for right now, there are differing situations, and Stu just said, you know what? Let's leave the door open. When I can come, when it's time to come back, I'll come back. Right now, not the time. This is just a nice little cameo.
Moving on to the JS promo, we got the Forever reference.
Yeah.
That was great, but the best part was after their celebratory, masturbatory gimmick was all good and done and over, who came out to challenge Jericho? The man that everyone's been waiting for, Dalton fucking Castle.
Mace, and Mace, if you're listening, I gotta call you out. Mace called him, oh boy, another jobber.
No, he's a champion and a former world champion.
And that's where I said, but the call was like, well, man, he's a jobber. Guy, former world champion. This will be a banger. Everyone else going, okay.
And he's a current 6-man champion with the boys. And only that, the reaction from the crowd was a huge pop, along with a long-ass Dalton chant.
Mace was like, oh, another jobber. I was like, no, this is not a jobber.
The crowd disagrees with him vociferously.
Absolutely.
Listen to that reaction and call that a jobber.
CJ reflects Shin's tweet on the boys here. Tanahashi was a fucking boy.
I still want my gimmick of him just making random people backstage into boys.
Folks, I'm not gonna lie. If there ever is an opportunity where I get to be a boy, I will be the Ralphus of boys. Because I'm fat. I'm fat. Really, yes. That's what it is. But, you know.
Oh, yes, I agree, Enigma. Regal as a boy.
Regal, yes! He would fucking do it. I would not surprise me that he would do it.
And yes, we know that Dalton's probably going to lose, but it'll be a pretty good match. And
yeah, I think that's where Mace comes from on this. But I'm like, no, Dalton Castle's capable of having a great match with Chris Jericho.
And I love the fact that Dalton threw out the line of him breaking his back for the world title because he literally went through a really severe back injury as champion.
There's a reason why he has that back brace as part of his gear. That's there to make sure it doesn't break again.
You know who would be really great if we're going down this line? Dalton Castle decides to have a match, a trios match against 2.0 and Daniel Garcia, and the match would be himself, a boy, and Chris Jericho as a boy.
That would be hilarious, but obviously canonically it cannot happen. But that would be hilarious.
But here's the thing. Here's the part of it. Everyone who was a boy, when they go back to being themselves, they say they were never a boy.
They forget it. It's not acknowledged.
Jericho, man, what you doing? Were you a boy? Like, what are you talking about? I was never a boy. That wasn't me. You're crazy.
By the way, if that's the running gag in the new Ring of Honor TV show, fuck yes. Matter of fact, that's how you get William Regal as a boy.
Next, we get a promo package hyping up Storm versus Sheeta for this week. By the way, they're hyped. They're just putting all the big matches on this Tuesday show. They do not want to risk ratings at all against NXT.
Yeah, this is literally, all right, these fuckers trying to sink us on Wednesday. We're not even giving them any rope, period. They are front-loading the shit out of those 8 hours. By the way, I have the WWE Network with Sportsnet now, which means I have 360, which I have the ability to watch NXT. I'm going to watch the shit out of both shows. This will be proper Raw versus Nitro shit. Both 2 TVs, 2 wrestling shows.
Good luck trying to keep up with that.
Dude, it's NXT in its current state. It's not going to be too difficult. I'm just doing it because, well, it's an opportunity to do so.
Moving on, NJS.
You can't be a peak wrestling fan if you can't do that. That's all I'm saying there.
Well, NJS and Nyla Rose had a pretty decent match. Nyla Rose picked up the victory, and Vicky held up a 1-0 sign.
So they are building to Nyla Rose versus Jade Cargill. And that's just about the perfect way to do it, really.
Streak versus streak.
Actual streak versus funny streak, so to speak.
It's basically the Chris Jericho versus Goldberg match we never got.
Basically, that's pretty much what it is.
So the baddies came out, they took out the security, but while they were busy murdering them, Nyla and her friends just escaped out the back door.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, I could literally hear Vicky Guerrero going, Nyla Rose 2, Jade Greengill 0. Please, there needs to be a reference to that promo.
We can only hope. So,
Slick Rick, bitch versus Beast. I'm all for this. I've been calling for this for a while.
Nice. Well, it's like everyone's getting what they want then.
Yeah.
Next, we have a promo package hyping up Ari Daivari versus Hook next week.
Hey, by the way, the setup was the envelope that Hook got was a check for $50,000 to buy the FTW title. So basically, this was the $1 million Ari Daivari. $1 million man style. If I can't buy it, I'm fucking taking it by force. Let's be honest, he fucking won't. He'll get choked the fuck out. But that's the point.
And moving on from one future squash match to a past one, Ethan Page squashed the hell out of Isaiah
He fucking
Cassidy.
did. For all the setup, this was all of 2 minutes.
I feel bad for Cassidy. At least Ethan Page got a hometown pop.
Got a hometown pop, and Page got
Hamilton, yes.
Yeah, he is from Hamilton, which is the Toronto area, so it counts. Also, Ethan Page, great, and this was a squash, and all right, on to the next one. Literally, that's what it was. So, to be continued, but not a lot of investment on that one.
Oof, kind of sad.
Which is
Feel
rough.
bad for all these guys. Also, I feel bad for Best Friends, because they called out Death Triangle for their trios match. So, it looks like they're going after their trio titles next, and I don't see a bright future for these guys in this one.
This one, Pac just lost a belt. We'll want to keep the other one, so I don't see it either, unfortunately.
They're going to be going up against an angry bastard.
Yep. And, of course, Orange Cassidy learned that Dynamo was on a Tuesday. He's like, wait, it's on a Tuesday? Fuck.
Okay, I love this because he says, I wasn't aware of this. And then immediately smash cut to an AEW commercial for Dynamite this Tuesday.
Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Subtle in the joke, of course, because it's Orange Cassidy who is once it's down, once it's back to slacker mode, it's literally back to slacker mode. Which it's a great character. So when he tries, he is the fucking best. When he doesn't, it's slacker comedy at its finest.
So for our main event, the Pinnacle came out wearing Bret Hart style gear.
Because Canada. And to be fair, FTR are, Bret Hart marks.
Yeah.
And Sean Spears is Canadian.
Yeah.
That too.
Also, he's got his Perfect 10 music, or a ripoff of it.
Well, a close approximation. And I'm like, okay, it's fine, but I'm not going to lie. I miss his heel theme. I was like, that rap song? That was a good song.
Oh, yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. You could literally said 10 and go into that song, and that would have been just fine. But hey, I'm nitpicking at this point.
Now we need Sean Spears versus Preston Vance. Ownership of the number 10.
Ooh. Or Preston Vance loses, and as part of the gimmick change, you're just Preston Vance. No more number 10.
We've lost too many Dark Order numbers. That would make me sad.
Look, let's be honest here. I love the Dark Order. I love what it represents, but and we know it is a love project out of love to keep them together, but It's time.
It's never time.
I know, dude. I get it. It's Brody Lee. But some of these guys, especially Preston Vance, to be stuck with the gimmick of the Dark Order, it eventually becomes a detriment.
But then what's Evil Uno gonna do?
Dude, he's working with AEW Games. I'm pretty sure his employment is going to be fine. Look, I'm not a fan of saying it either, but at the same time, all good things must come to an end.
Well, one good thing that did come to an end was this main event match where the Pinnacle picked up the victory, because when you're in the Pinnacle, you're always topping your opponent.
You're always on top, T-Dub. You're always on top. If you're in a Pinnacle, you're always on top. If MJF was here, he'd slap you.
Well, whichever position anyone prefers, really.
Phrasing boom, move T-Dub's out.
By the way, that doctor, fan of the Acclaimed.
Nice.
Yeah, he did the scissoring gimmick with an artiste.
Ah, yep, fair.
It went viral.
I don't know.
As did a video. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if Squirrely Dan is a fan of the Acclaim, though.
One person who is a fan of the Acclaimed as well is Topanga.
Very true. She did the scissor.
Lovely Topanga.
Yep. Is that former ex-wife number 77?
She's former ex-wife number 118.
Ah, aha.
Well, Pinnacle did not celebrate for very long, because who would arrive to save the show and make it a must-watch, can't-miss event? None other than the Kingdom!
Yeah, they did a thing at the end of the match, and look, T-Dub's a Matt Taven mark. We're gonna split this into two things. One, we're gonna have to be serious for a minute and put some serious opinions on this. Once those are done, we're gonna let T-Dub be T-Dub, Kingdom mark, and we're gonna shit on T-Dub being a Matt Taven mark. But look, this is just another sign of okay, the rebuild of Ring of Honor is getting real, and now they got to bring in some people to help the Ring of Honor launch, whenever it happen properly. Matt Taven, Marie Kanellis, Mike Bennett, they're a pretty important component to that. They were a part of Ring of Honor back then, and at this point, and I could shit on Matt Taven being the worst Ring of Honor World Champion all I want, but let's be honest. That was a bad booking decision. That wasn't entirely his fault, the MSG situation. They picked him, and they chose wrongly. Not necessarily Matt Taven's fault. He did what he could with what he got. And he will forever get a bad rap for that, especially from us, but he's still a competent professional fucking wrestler here. You know, the whole Matt Taven sucks thing, that's there's a seed of truth here, but at the same time, the Rift Zone watch along when we do that gimmick, all of it's for fun. We're fucking around. Matt Taven's fine. And they're heels. We're supposed to shit on the heels. Matt Taven is a fine professional wrestler, and the Kingdom will do fine in AEW, and when Ring of Honor happens, they will do fine in Ring of Honor.
Not only that, but Matt Taven's a former Ring of Honor World Champion, which means he could have a main event match against Chris Jericho.
He'll lose, and it'll just push that narrative further, but T-Dub is not wrong. And Matt Taven can and has had great banger matches in Ring of Honor, so it stands to reason that Jericho and Taven will have a good match. Minimum.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
He won't win the belt, dude.
Hear me out.
No.
All right. You didn't hear me out yet. Hold on. Hear me out. Just 1 second. Matt Taven makes Chris Jericho tap out to his own lion tamer.
Never gonna happen. And you know it. And this is... we still have to do the serious shit before we get to the fun shit. You know that. We can't bleed it in. We cannot bleed it in.
Or we could bleed it out.
Fuck. Okay, you know what? This is...
God damn it.
Dave! See, we're trying to be serious here, dude. Like, we're trying to give our actual opinion in this, and then we could shit on you. You gotta be serious for a second.
My legitimate opinion is, holy shit, the Kingdom has arrived. Give them the tag belts.
You know what, though? That's Ring of Honor or AEW, really. That's the question.
All I know is the situation that I've been waiting for has now happened. Matt Taven is All Elite, as is Mike Bennett.
Which could not be better. You know, May says, "Oh, he's got to sign. He got to get injured in a couple of weeks." I'm like, God damn it! But still,
who's going to get injured? Mike Bennett. He hasn't been injured in ages.
Yeah, I think he was referencing his WWE run, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, with the gimmick he was straddled with, his body saved him from further humiliation, if you ask me.
Probably.
So,
I think he'll do much better in AEW Ring of Honor than he did in WWE, because we saw him in Impact and he was over there. The crowd liked him. The crowd certainly liked this team more than they liked Bobby Fish.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, we'll get to him in a minute. But, for people wondering, are we going to shit on the Matt Taven going to AEW? No, this is a smart pickup. And again, they got to have their Ring of Honor guys ready, because once they have the situation all settled in and ready to go with Ring of Honor, they're going to need a roster to fill that shit up. So people complaining about too many belts in AEW, half of them are Ring of Honors. They're going to disappear the minute Ring of Honor is going on its own thing. And there will be cross promotion. So Ollie Davis is shitting there's too many belts. I'm like, yeah, dumbass. They got to promote another promotion within the promotion, for fuck's sake. It's a necessary evil.
It is a necessary evil, and it does feel like now more than ever they are lining their ducks up in a row to get this television deal underway.
Yeah, and again, if pen to paper has already been put together, it's now they got to put everything together so that when it's ready to go, it's legitimately ready to go. It's not half-assed.
Yeah, you can't just sign everybody day of the show.
Kind of tough to do that. And the legal department already has enough trouble with fucking CM Punk and Ace Steel.
Don't need any more headaches.
That's it. So people saying there's too many belts. Folks, not even half of them don't even belong on AEW TV in the first place. As T-Dub said, ducks in a row situation. Shin, you were going to say something, though.
No, I wasn't.
I'm pretty sure you were saying
ditto. He said ditto.
Oh, he said ditto. Okay.
Yeah.
Want to double check.
Yeah.
Anyways, the show ends with World Joe making the save and the baby faces standing tall.
Sending the folks home happy.
Yep. And that's all the news I have this week, unless either of you have anything.
I got 3 bits.
All right.
First bit of news is a bit of a hearsay from old Uncle Dave. Dave Meltzer had commented on the status of one Adam Cole Bye-Bye, and he says that his concussion might be a bit more serious than we all are led to believe.
Yeah, this was all before All Out, for those who remember. And it's hearsay that it might be career-ending, or at least career-shortening.
Yeah.
Concussions are different for everybody. And going back to Tua Tagovailoa, and the same guy, Chris Nowinski, shared reacted to a video of a dude powerbombing another dude in a very unfucking safe manner. The video has been there. I'm not going to say the names because I'm not going to promote the guy who did the powerbombing, but the powerbomb was so bad that you could see the literal whiplash effect on the head.
Ah!
Yeah, you could see the guy's head bouncing like a fucking basketball.
That is not how you do that move.
No.
Yeah. So if this is indeed true, then Adam Cole taking his time and having a good time on Twitch is the right move to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't play around with concussions because that's literally your brain. You need that.
JC asking about the new NJPW belt. We'll get to that in a second because that is one of the things I want to talk about as well.
Okay.
But Adam Cole taking his time. Look, if that's true, time is good, and Adam Cole will be just fine, baby.
Yeah.
It'll just make the return pop even better.
Yeah. Second bit of news. And I'm not sure, I can't remember the source, but Eric Redbeard did an interview talking about what his potential future was with AEW, and he said that he never really wanted a contract with AEW, and because he just wanted to be his own thing, so it was never on the books for him to get a contract, but he doesn't mind it anyway.
Yeah.
And he also elaborated on his relationship with the Dark Order, and he says that if he ever does a TV thing again, he's fine with wrestling with the Dark Order, but he doesn't want to have anything to do with the Dark Order. And it's not because he doesn't like them. In his own words, that's Brody's legacy. The Dark Order are his legacy. He helped make that group what it is, and he feels that he could never try to fill that void left by Brody. So he just wants to stay away from them because he doesn't want to mess with what Brody built in his last year of his life. So there's that.
And that's fair. And regarding the contract situation, some guys are just done with when they're done with WWE or AEW or mainstream wrestling, they are flat done.
Yeah, they'll make appearances here and there, but there are wrestlers out there that just want to freelance.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, people will say, when is Bray Wyatt coming back? And I've said, look, he'll come back when he's ready. And obviously he was ready to come back. This is basically the same thing with Eric Redbeard, and this will be the same thing with one of the Viking Raiders, Sarah Rowe, who for the longest time, she was just taking care of baby. And it's basically a situation where she was fine. She'll come back when she's ready. This is literally the same situation. Same situation with Adam Cole. He'll come back when he is ready. Right now, it doesn't look like he is.
And my last bit of news is, Jimmy Smith.
Oh, no.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Jimmy Smith was a commentator for WWE until a few weeks ago when he was let go, sort of, because he kind of figured out that Triple H actually let it slip that he was already on the chopping block.
Yeah, that was just one of those awkward situations. But the long and short of it was obviously when you saw the new announcer, the new announcer lineups for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Jimmy Smith. One thing you notice: 2-man booths. Hallelujah! And Jimmy Smith was no longer part of any crew. He had been let go.
And this week, he proceeded to put his foot in his mouth, and he gotten properly roasted for it because he said that he can finally go back to being a real commentator instead of playing one in the WWE, and he also said some disparaging things about Roman Reigns, saying that he looks like he can't fight.
Wow. Yes. Hey, Jimmy, tell us how you really feel there, bud.
Yeah, and
if we had a show last week, I was going to say, well, it's awkward the way he was let go, but I'm like, he was there. He didn't have the chance to have a proper good moment of commentary, but the potential and capability was there. He was fine.
He was better than Admin Verk.
Absolutely, he was an upgrade.
But yeah, and then Booker T decided to weigh on it, and for the first time in
forever,
I actually wholeheartedly agree with old Booker T because he read Jimmy Smith the Riot Act.
Hold on.
Right? Yeah, no, T-Dub, he's not wrong.
Hold on, gotta look out my window. Hold on. Yep, I see them. They're going by and they're gone. Yep, pigs are flying.
And for those wondering, no, it's actually fairly warm. We're going through an Indian summer right now. So this is no, hell has not frozen over yet.
But yeah, Booker basically said that he originally thought he had a good relationship with Jimmy Smith, and after hearing what he said about him, he felt insulted, and he just basically said, "Oh, you said you were playing. You think what we're doing is fake. Well, it wasn't fake when you were counting all them dollars." And he pretty much said that Jimmy Smith should not be near any wrestling promotion ever in the near future, and I agree with him.
Here's the thing: when it comes to wrestling play-by-play, there's a lot you have to do. You You have to do your research. You have to make sure you know everyone's moves. You have to know their finisher. You have to know the story behind everyone's characters. There's so much to learn. You have to learn the history of pro wrestling as well. And it's so much work that it's not just playing an announcer. You also have to actually convey that emotion.
It's the same kind of research you have to do for any fucking sport, real or otherwise.
Yeah, and it's extremely disrespectful to everyone who has ever done comms in the history of pro wrestling. Your Gordon Solys, your Tony Schiavone's, your Larry Zbyszko's, your Gorilla Monsoons.
By the way, a lot of those commentators did commentary for other sports as well.
Yeah.
It was the style at the time. The guy for World Class was also a commentary for the Dallas Cowboys. I
Also,
learned out
Tony
of that
Schiavone.
recently, too. So there you
Tony
go.
Schiavone himself, I believe still to this day, does sports commentary.
He did baseball commentary.
Hell,
And the Starbucks gig for a while.
Hell, the best straight commentator in the world is Mauro Ranallo. And he does commentary for both wrestling. He did commentary for wrestling and other combat sports, so like
Folks,
mixed martial arts and boxing.
Shin, I'll say this right now. Pride FC, the English comms, Mauro Ronaldo. That's all you need to say right there.
Also, Mauro Ranallo is on commentary for the EA Sports MMA video game.
So, yeah.
And I was not made aware of this. Why?
I thought you already knew. Haven't you played that game?
No.
It's on PS3 and 360.
And I was not made aware of this. Why?
Oh, I guess it just wasn't popular.
Fair.
But yeah, I mean, like he was right. It was real enough for him to be cashing all those checks and making all that money, but when he got fired, suddenly it's not real anymore. Because this is the kind of person we don't need in professional wrestling. If you don't have a respect for wrestling in every level that goes into putting on a show, then you don't need to be anywhere near the business anymore. So Jimmy Smith, you can go back to mixed martial arts or whatever the fuck you were doing, because you are not welcome in the world of professional wrestling if you can't respect it. All
right, shit, I gotta cut you off. We got the Tsunami call. I don't want this to be another 3-hour show. I didn't bring us back to Saturday to do 3-hour shows again.
But yeah, rant over.
Yeah.
That was my news.
And, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but Jimmy Smith's, yeah, I don't blame you. For me, I don't have the video, the picture ready. I did not set it up, and you could Google it. New Japan has announced a new championship. And new championship says new belt, and for those hoping that the current version of the IWGP World Championship would be a fluke, I'm afraid I have some bad news. The NJPW World Television Championship, so named after the streaming service, has been revealed. It's a belt, boys.
It's a brick.
The way it is on a black strap, I'd be more forgiving, because you know what, not all of them are winners, but the brown strap and everything else, I'll forgive the tournament saying, oh, it's mostly old guys with a couple of young guy or whatever. I'm not even worried about that. The belt will be fine. The ladies it's more banger matches with a 15-minute time limit on them. From a logistical standpoint, fine. There's going to be some good fast-paced matches. Fine. Fuck, what is wrong with you guys with the belts lately?
Ew.
Yeah, Tina posted it in our Discord channel. Ugh.
It looks like the world's ugliest man ring.
Hold on, I didn't mean to do that. Let me set this up so you guys can see it here. It's gonna require some situations belt. The belt itself looks like garbage.
It looks like
garbage.
It looks like a title Ron Jeremy would wear in a movie.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Absolutely, maybe. You see a black screen on your end, folks. I do apologize. I'm just trying to move it up so you can see the thing. And that's set up, so I just need to window capture and do this. And There we go. I think I got it. There we go. There's the...
And to Nubinko, the IWGP Women's title looks much better than this.
It does. I've seen the other belt. Yeah, so it's literally 1 out of 3.
Ugh.
Yeah,
And,
the women's belt looks like, I believe, the V3 belt.
Yeah, I'd say V3 for sure.
Yeah, this one is not one of their better designs. Maybe it'll look better once it's on someone's waist. It'll look more natural.
Yeah,
but
that. I'd say I've grown a little bit on the other belt, to be fair. So it is a thing. But
the only positive thing I can say about this is at least it's not just a giant logo.
Then again, New Japan World is a logo.
That's true, but at least it's not just like a symbol in the middle. There is something. I guess
it is a championship belt.
The wording makes it look asymmetrical, which it doesn't
Something's
work for me.
off about it. That is for sure. It's bad. It is bad.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it now. Like the fact that the NJPW part is like this is left aligned and not center aligned.
Yeah, it looks asymmetrical. I like my belt symmetrical.
Yeah, now that I see it, I can't unsee it now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's rough, buddy. It's rough.
Anything else, Matty?
No, that's it. I'm just going to set it up because that will be the image that will end our show this evening. I'm just setting stuff up now. But let's do winners and losers, gentlemen.
I had to pull out a car battery award for this one.
Yeah.
I was going to give this award to Andrade. Then I changed my mind to Ariel Helwani. Then I changed my mind to Jimmy Smith.
Why would you give a Gar Battery award to Ariel Helwani? It wasn't even his fucking fault.
Because he kept pestering Tony Khan about stuff that he knew he couldn't get the answer to because of the legal situation.
Yeah. He knew Tony couldn't answer.
To be fair, he was trying to do his fucking job.
When he asked that same question to MJF a few weeks ago, MJF said, "Yeah, I can't talk about it. We're on to the next subject." He didn't say shit about that. He didn't get into MJF for not talking about it. Why'd he get into Tony's ass for it? But yeah, I considered them, but this
Ariel Helwani's been taking paychecks from the Fed.
No, he is not.
But this award, now I have, in my time on YouTube, I have seen some repugnant and vile individuals. But this award has to go to someone who not only who has lost his YouTube channel, rightfully so, but should be in jail. Josiah Mizukami. He is the most vile, most disgusting, most repugnant individual, and more should be done to take away all of his social media. The things this motherfucker says disgusts me on a personal level. This is not me just having a difference of opinion. This is not Shintigercurl. This is Greg talking.
Oh shit. Okay.
And with the things this motherfucker has said on his YouTube channel, and he's gotten away with it for so long, while so many others have lost their channels over minor shit, it's just disgusting. Do I even need to talk about what he said that's so disgusting?
Well, I'm in the dark here.
Yeah, I know he's been doing some things and doing videos, and he got blocked, or he got deleted on YouTube. I know that.
Yeah, because in one of his videos, he basically said that that doing things with people who are not legal adults was wholesome and right.
No.
He said this.
That's just a no. That's a no.
Moreover, in the comments section, he freely admitted that he has engaged and still does engage in relationships with individuals who are not of legal age.
Say no fucking more. I want to stay on YouTube.
That's why I'm watching my words. He has said a lot of vile stuff, even more vile than that. And thank you to me and to some ordinary gamers for bringing this attention to my attention. And I'm glad he is off YouTube, well, one of his channels, and I want to see his Facebook gone, because that video where he talks about this stuff, it's on his YouTube, it's on his Facebook page. It's still there. People are watching this shit. This motherfucker needs to be on a watch list. He needs to be in jail.
No kidding, Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
But as for my other losers, of course, the aforementioned Ariel Helwani, Jimmy Smith, Andrade, Tony Khan for not suspending Sammy Guevara, and of course Sammy Guevara. Dude, just just keep your nose clean is all I'm saying. And last but not least, DSP for getting cleaned out in Street Fighter 6 in the Street Fighter 6 beta by none other than former Evo champion Chris G. 13-0.
And this fucker is asking for $700 and bitching about it.
And he actually, before he even knew that it was Chris G, he actually thought that Chris G was cheating. That's how badly he was losing.
No, but you're just the worst.
Hell, when Chris G was playing him, he said, "Does he even know how to play Street Fighter?"
I'm guessing Chris G was streaming on his end as well.
Yeah, there someone edited both their streams side by side. On one side, you had Chris G utterly silent while he was playing, kicking ass. On the other, he would DSP constantly bitching like, "Oh, I can't put this out. This input is laggy. This character is so OP. Why are my moves not coming out? He's cheating." Just bitching and moaning. And he got cleaned out 13-0. Glorious.
For me, I guess for my loser, I'll just go with Andrade and Sammy. Also,
my loser. Yeah. I can't put Sammy Guevara in there just after a week of thinking about it. Sammy's in the wrong. And he's not getting a winner. He's not getting anything else other than just, dude, don't fucking do it again, please. Just shut the fuck up and be a heel wrestler and fucking heel wrestle. But Andrade has to get the loser this week. Look, you signed on the dotted line. Not your fault or our fault that Vince had to be a fucking pedophile. Well, not a pedophile, but a sexual deviant that it cost him his job.
Well, for all we know, Vince might be, but we'll wait for the...
Well, yeah, he might be, but from knowing from the actual facts that we know, we didn't know Vince was going to cost his own job because he could keep it in his pants. And when it was time to pay up, he paid up using money that he should not have used. So much so that the federales are going, "Hey, buddy, you're breaking the rules here, bud." We didn't know that was going to happen. And if you want to be jealous about it, well, that's fair enough. But that's your own damn fault there, buddy. And he's trying to, and he was told not to get, not to start shit, and he started it. He started the fight. He started the conversation that went, the confrontation that went violent. For all we know, Sammy fought. Okay, sorry, I was hot-headed. That was me being on Twitter. Sorry. El Idolo decided to find out what happens when keeping it real goes wrong. Now, Tony Khan gets a loser this week. I was going to give Ariel Helwani the winner this week, but after hearing you guys, I'm not going to start another fucking argument here. But Tony Khan still gets the loser because, let's be fair here, if Andrade had to go, so did Sammy.
True.
He did the right move when it came to the brawl-out situation. Here, it should have been the same thing. It's like, and obviously this week Sammy's not on board with that. No, he was not with the JAS. But yeah, this is a situation where I don't care if the card takes another hit. If that shit happens again, both of them are gone, suspended. And as far as Andrade El Idolo, all right, he wanted to get fired. Do what's worse. Don't pay him. Keep him home. And I said, you're with me till the end of your contract, bud. But if you don't want to work for us, okay. A work stoppage means a check stoppage. Please, call me back when you're ready to work for AEW again. Till then, bye-bye. And Bobby Fish, look, folks. He's supposed to be a heel, right? Is my understanding?
I think so.
Did not get one reaction. Not a boo, not a cheer. Straight up silence.
Which is always the worst reaction as a performer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Fish fucked around, and the audience is proceeding with the finding out portion of the fucking around.
Indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the urinating tree said it best. All the signs pointing to you're fucked, buddy. Need to find that clip somewhere. All right, winner's time, boys, and we got to hurry up.
Yeah, I just saw it, so we're gonna hurry up. Generally, wrestling this week. The Donnybrook Brawl was great. The return of the Good Brothers to the WWE, reuniting with good old AJ. A lot of good stuff going down on AEW, including the Thing, Taven, whatever his name is.
I'm happy that no matter what, we're still gonna think Taven sucks. He doesn't, but hey, we're keeping with our canon at least. I love doing that. So there's at least that. I think I'd say just as a final point on the Taven thing. Look, we're still gonna shit on the guy because he's a heel and we're supposed to shit on him, and Taven will do what he does because he's a Matt Taven mark. We're just happy for all three of them. Maria Kanellis, Mike Bennett, everybody. We're happy for them.
Also,
work is work, and it's always a good thing.
As JC points out in the chat, the families of the Sandy Hook victims getting nearly $1 billion in reparations.
$954 million total, if I believe is the total, but yeah.
Yep. Outside of that, Matt Smith for killing it as Daemon Targaryen on House of the Dragon. Pretty much the entire show. The show was great. Go watch it if you're interested in that sort of thing. And a nice little winner to none other than Dale the Casual Gamer. He is a board game guy who was one of the most prolific Marvel Champions players on YouTube, and he announced last week that he will be leaving YouTube. So whatever you're going to do, my friend, good on you. You entertained me for over a year with your weekly Marvel Champions playthroughs, and I hope to pick up the torch.
Hey, you know what? Hey, hopefully he's going to Twitch trying to pick up that Twitch money. It is possible. If you have enough popularity and a lot of people migrate to another platform where you can get an instant payout out of the deal, good luck to him.
He's just leaving social media after this.
That's fair. Well, you know what? That's even better for him. Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it for me.
T-Dubs.
For me, it's just pro wrestling. Good week of pro wrestling. That's
absolutely it. Raw, SmackDown, and even NXT had a good one too. So I don't blame you. I have to be a little more specific. Obviously, you know me. I'll start with the Kingdom. Good for them. And when Ring of Honor hits, they'll be their instant heel faction as they were before the Ring of Honor, the last version of Ring of Honor ended. They were a big, heavy part of it. They will continue to be a big part of it, so that's a good thing. And Mike Bennett and AEW is just not come on, he deserves to be all elite. Let's be fair. And Maria Kanellis had a little side thing: WWE, NWA, Ring of Honor, Impact. She's appeared on a lot, and she had a tweet where she's 40. She's got a couple kids, and she's had a career. And there's 4 pictures of her career on televised wrestling. Hey, look, that's a good week right there. That's a good week to have. MGS versus Wheeler Yuta from last week. Didn't get a chance to talk about that great matchup, including the part where at the end where about the teasing of the handshake being broken up by the firm, erroneously done, of course. The Toronto AEW crowd. Look, I know I couldn't make it for various reasons, but if there was ever a moment I felt salty and bad about not making it there, like, yeah. I told the boys on Wednesday I'm going to be salty about it. I know. I know I'm doing it for the greater good here, but I have to be salty here. I must be salty. And finale. And Renee Paquette, obviously Renee Paquette. And finally, Claudia and Grant, my sister and her husband. Now you're wondering why. Obviously, they got married in February. They had a good time and all that stuff. That was a great wedding. A couple of weeks ago, they decided to go on a vacation, kind of a second honeymoon kind of situation where they just said, hey, we're going to go see the Bengals game at MetLife Stadium. It's Bengals versus Jets. The Bengals won. My sister's a Bengals fan. She's happy. They got to see New York. They traveled to Philadelphia. They even got to see. They went to Washington and got to see a couple of Washington Nationals games. So or for my fellow Quebecois over here, the Washington Expos, the former Montreal Expos there, and they did the trip. They left June with us. I did bring up June a couple of times on this show. Such a good dog. Such a good dog. Long story short, they come back. We had food. Good time was had, and they brought home gifts in gratitude for thanking for keeping June for the week and all that stuff. My dad got a beautiful bottle of whiskey, so that was cool. Got a couple of bottles of wine. They tried to find the Steve Austin Broken Skull IPA or the lager. They couldn't find it. They tried every other liquor store. They couldn't find a beer. Hopefully we get a chance to do it in Florida, though. Yeah, and if it does happen, we are definitely doing a first person, Matty, trying that fucking beer. If it is found, there will be video evidence of me trying that alcoholic beverage. And I'll probably tag Stone Cold Steve Austin because, I have to. I want to, but I have to. Okay, so long story short, couple of wine, and we talk, and there's another bottle of wine in the wine bag. I look up, and it's just a random nondescript label. I'm like, okay, cool. It says, always read the fine print. All right. And my sister puts it back. I was going to put it back. I just put it back. She looks at me going, in a weird fashion. I'm like, all right, cool. I was just wondering what it was. I just saw the label, didn't think twice of it. I did not read the fine print, so to speak. Which is important, and I say fine print because she eventually goes to the bottle and say, and of course it's asked, oh, by the way, we got this another bottle, and they give mom and dad, they get a chance to read it. My mom reads it as always read, and she has a not a tick, but she always has always read, and she reads the label or whatever out loud. Always read the fine print, and at the bottom it says, we're having a baby Kennedy coming soon. No! All three of us. Yeah. Go ahead, Shay.
Welcome to the Uncle Club.
Is there an Uncle Club shirt? I feel like there's a Bullet Club parody shirt called Uncle Club. There needs to be something like that. But yeah, my sister and Claudia and Grant they're having a baby due in May next year. I'm becoming an uncle. I'm Uncle Matty, Uncle Matt. Look, I'm single and I'm basically a failure to launch. I'm not. I don't have that much of an ego about it,
Don't worry, Matty. You'll be on your own before you know it.
I know, and I'm enjoying the fact that, especially in the pandemic, there was a part of me that was happy that the launch failed because I was supposed to move out in 2020. That didn't happen. So, yeah, I'm emotional thinking about it now. But, yeah, when I found out, I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to be... Like I hope that to find someone who likes me for me, and that we have to raise a family of our own, all that stuff. But for right now, I'm like, my sister has gone through enough on her own side of life that, and I'm not going to go into too much detail into it. You guys don't need the whole deal. This was still a very good family. We had a great childhood. I had my own things. She had her own things. And seeing her being all successful, getting married, and now with child, it's I've never been more prouder of my sister in my life. So, like, to her to have I always felt like if I can't do it, if there's someone else who could bring the first grandkid, I'm happy to give our parents their first grandchild. I would have rather be her. So I am more than happy to say that. In May, I'm going to be an uncle.
Well, once that happens, you'll be a part of the club with me and Shin.
Looking very much forward to do that. By the way, there's going to be a baby shower, and Grant is saying, we got to do our diaper party or whatever it is. It's basically the same thing, but it's for dudes. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen there, but there might be a point in the future where I might have to take a weekend off to enjoy whatever that party is.
Well, I'm actually in a league above you guys since I'm in the Great Uncle Club.
Oh. Hey, I'm not trying to start a tingling contest here.
I'm just
I know. But yeah, and we knew of this before Thanksgiving, but we were literally, Claudia made it a point to make sure that our parents were the first ones to know, and I was just part of it. So we knew of this before Thanksgiving, and we're just waiting, and we had to wait till Thanksgiving weekend to announce it. So it's out in the open. Enough people know that we could go on social media, or me and my little Rinky Dink podcast. But yeah. And I think that's where we have to end the show on. Quick plugs real quick, and we'll wrap it up.
All right, quick plug. Of course, you can find my stuff on Max Corn on YouTube, where you find some good old-fashioned War Machine lore, news, and reviews. Also, still working on the first episode of my Marvel Champions playthroughs. Just recently was able to cop the last large box expansion to Marvel Champions that came out, Mutant Genesis, that introduces mutants into the game. So I'll be able to play as Colossus, Shadowcat, Cyclops, and Jean Grey, and coming soon later this year, it'll be Wolverine, Storm, and Gambit coming to the game. So that's stuff to look forward to. If you want to help me out and help me support my teeth, unlike some pig roach, I will be forever grateful for whatever I get at paypal.com/Shintigercurl. Help a brother out.
All right, T-Dub.
Got a new video coming out Wednesday. It's going to be the Halloween special.
Cool. If you want to see it, obviously the link is in the Twitch chat. And if you want to see that early, patreon.com/GWPKReviews. Of course, I have my tip jar. Shane has his tip jar. I have my tip jar. PayPal.me/ManagerJ316. As always, donations are optional, but all very much appreciated. You can follow us on Twitter at ManagerJ316, at TWKOfficial, and at ShinTigerCurl. Any email, any questions, quick emails, comments, questions. If we have time, we had the time, but obviously these guys want to debate. And I want the debate, obviously. Sorry, boys. The Wrestle-Cast@gmail.com is where you can send them. We'll try to get them in on the next episode as well. And we will be back next week, of course. And Ranger Recap on Tuesday will be off. Obviously, Dynamite on Tuesday, in case you haven't noticed. So that would be some of you that are under a rock and Orange Cassidy. And that's about it. We'll be back next week with that. I'll try to be on Rift Zone, but let's be honest, my means to watch Impact have been cut dramatically. So I'm sorry for that. Ooh,
that's all good.
So it is what it is. I'll try to join in and shoot the shit with you boys anyways, because it'll give me something to do. And Toka Riffs. Yeah, Toka Riffs on the 16th. We'll be there tomorrow for that as well. That is the show, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you so very much for tuning in and saying hello to us. It is much appreciated. On behalf of everybody, including Shintigercurl,
you are now thinking of Jim Ross as a boy. Have fun with that.
Oh, good Lord. We could have just ended with Boom Boom Jim Ross from New Legacy Inc. That would have been just fine. Bastard. Not as much as a bastard as Pac, of course, but you know, still. And of course, TWK.
These short shorts are shorter than I thought they would be.
Oh God! If you're ever gonna do that, have the common decency of having him wear a dance belt first.
Nope, we're seeing the full package tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Boom, boom! On behalf of everybody, my name is Matty J. Reminding you to help professional wrestling support independent promotion as soon as possible. We'll talk to you next week, folks. Bye, everybody. Bye!
Don't tell me you don't have 4 more reps in you. Come on, Chris, don't tell me it didn't happen. I was there.
Jesse Ventura's here?
I was doing tricep extensions in the Gulf of Tonkin. I'm a frogman, so are you, Chris. Come on now. We ain't got time to bleed here in the gym.